Chaos. Blur.
All right, how we doing, everybody? This is Bobby Gaines, otherwise known as Chaos Blur. I see that our very own Toaster Cartridge is ready to party here. We got the word no for no particular reason, dancing emotes, and Ryan Boner. But I'm also ready to party a little bit here with some Thanksgiving, with some Valentine's Day action. Got a little while to go till Thanksgiving. And before we get to our regularly scheduled Fall Guys programming, we're actually going to go ahead and jump into a game that keeps on giving, a gift that keeps on giving, the Game of the Year 2024, Astrobot, which will have 5 new levels for us today, just checking out the one that came out yesterday. So the fine folks at Team Asobi, or Team Asobi, however you say it, keep making these new levels. This is another speedrun level, or maybe not so much speedrun, but just a challenge level. We're going to check it out today, the first of 5, and then we're going to get back into Fall Guys, which I don't know if I played Fall Guys in 2025. I might have. I stream so often, I don't even remember. Might have been back in January, but yeah, here in February, I still have the Christmas decorations on my stuff here from the aforementioned Astrobot, so we're going to get in here anyhow. And like I said, this part probably won't take too long. I don't know who Ryan Boner is. I really don't. I'm not even trying to say it. I know. All right, so we got another galaxy over here. Not completely surprised. Ooh, this is the death trial. All right, so this is the friggin' whatever you want to call it, logo appearance of it is literally a skull and crossbones. So these levels are not. It's not Belatra. I mean, no, it was not. But Belatra was also up for Game of the Year. And I seem to remember a certain Toaster Cartridge being like, oh, what's up with that? Like, how could a card game be that good? And then 5 minutes later, the same Toaster Cartridge ended up playing the same very card game. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and, as much as it pains me to do so, we're going to change the look of the ship here. Get out of the Christmas mode, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they have a Valentine's Day mode. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to be playing the game that long, but here we go. I think pink might suit us for right now. We're just going to check out the new level here real quick. Then we will get into some Fall Guys, as promised. Hopefully everyone having a good Valentine's Day, a nice February 14th here as we get cozy here with Astrobot for just a bit. Check out this new level and then see what else we got. All right. Could be the PS1 Astrobot. Yeah, they really add a lot to this. I'm just going to be regular Astrobot for now. Astro Classic, if you will, or Clastrobot. More dumb names like that right now. The question is, will this level take me as long as it took me to do that one boss from, what do you call it? God of War, which wasn't even a boss. It was just like a really tough level or area here. And then I'll be saying, what the hell, as we do the clip of the week right after this.
That was a productive meeting.
It was an alright meeting. Alright, let's see what we got here. Clip of the week as well.
That's living. Oh, yeah. Christmas 28.
Melanie, come and have a drink. We're getting drunk
Alright,
in
so we
here.
got our new
I'm
galaxy
drunk already.
here. We got
Yeah,
the
that's
5
it.
levels in this all together. Right now we've
Yeah,
unlocked the
that's
first
it. What's
one.
it mean?
I don't know
The next
what.
one's will be available, I guess, a
You don't
week
know
or
what it
2
means?
from
Well,
now.
that's what it means.
I
And
don't
this
know.
one
It
is
means it has a
called
certain, I don't
TikTok
know what.
Shock. What a shock
Yeah.
it's going to
Je ne sais
be.
quoi means I don't
We'll
know
find
what.
out right now. Alright, here we go. So we got some different music here. I like the music. Like I said, these will be time trialed, I guess. Like, you can do speedruns on these, but I'm guessing they're more for the challenge of it all. I like it so far. Oh, alright, we got Uberdeutsch. I'm going to speak some German in just a second here. It's funny, the people who redeem the Uberdeutsch one aren't even German. So it's like, they're not even going to know if I'm speaking it. Oh, speaking of German, we got Bex here just in time to watch me try this level and also apparently speak German.
Here comes Rex.
I do like the, forget what I was going to say. I like the music here. It sounds a little different. Alright, so a couple things we gotta do here. We gotta start the clock on Uberdeutsch. So, I'm actually not sure how much I'm gonna be talking during this, but that might work for everyone's benefit. Ja, ich finde die Musik toll. Wait, I don't have to speak German yet. But when I do, that'll make more sense. Does anything I do ever make sense? Honestly, not expecting that so early in the stream, so I'm like, what? Okay, here we go. Und es fängt jetzt an. Ah ja! Ei! Scheiße. Was war das? Was sind alle diese Dinge? Das ist neu. Um ehrlich zu sein, ist die Niveau nicht so schwierig. Außer das. Dieser Feinde mit die Karte. Whoa! Ich weiß nicht, wann wow ist Deutsch, aber es war die erste Ding. Yeah. Das war so kurz. Ja, es dauert nicht sehr lang. Wow! Wow ist auf Deutsch jetzt. Wow, nein! Ich bin gefallen. Naja, korrekt? Korrekt ist ein Wort? Das ist gut zu wissen. Oh! Sehr klug, Zumende. Dieses Wort klingt, sehr schwierig. Wer ist das? Ich denke, ich weiß, wer das ist. Aber nicht auf Deutsch. Kann ich, der Name sagen. Und wer ist da? Die Charakter. Die Van Marvelist. Oder nicht Thor? Vielleicht Thor. Ja, Du besitzt Marvel? Tja, genau. Habe ich keine Ahnung danach. Ja, das hat Spaß gemacht. Heihachi, naja. Das macht Sinn. Ein anderer PlayStation-Charakter. Ja. Okay, die Karte ist jetzt immer voll. Fast voll. Und das ist das. Das ist das. Was? Okay. Der Hub. Ich meine, der Hub, ja. Ich gehe jetzt zum Hub. Ich kann eine Dinge vor Heihachi kaufen. Ich freue mich. Alright, thank God that ended. Alright, that was Uber Deutsch. I really was not up for that right there. In case you guys couldn't tell, I'm like, there were like 5 times. I'm like, what? Marvel? I thought that thing was Thor. Like, I thought it was like some kind of like Thor looking thing. Oh, I got this guy. It's Junior Bodyguard. It is unbearably cute. Because, like, okay, I guess before he looked like he had like iron, like kind of wings on his head, kind of like Thor, like the helmet, but. Empty again? Of course it's empty again. You guys only give me like 1 or 2 things per time. Yeah, that was Uber Deutsch, as always, or almost always, activated by someone who isn't even German, but yeah, that was something. I like when I said whoa, because obviously whoa is not German because I said it with a W. And my natural reaction was just to go whoa. Yeah, no, I thought that level was pretty good. I wish it was a little longer, but the part at the very end with the propeller actually almost got me. I was like, oh, jeez, I gotta hit the slow-mo to get through the propeller. And I did. That was fun. That really was fun. I hope all the levels are like that. That was actually not as hard as I thought for a level that's in a world that looks like a skull. I figured they were all going to be super difficult. That was not even as hard as most of the challenge worlds in the game. More levels. Maybe next week. I mean, I will try to do these like I did with the last batch of them, but, you know, it's not a guarantee that I'm just going to start every stream with like 5 minutes of Astrobot, or in this case, 15 minutes of Astrobot. But with that said, welcome everybody to the stream, and right now we're going to get to what some of you might have come for, I don't know, which is Fall Guys, which this might be the first Fall Guys stream of the new year. I really don't know that either. I might have played it in January. I know I played it before Christmas. In fact, we'll know in a second, because I think my costume will still be Christmas if I did. I played it just before Christmas. I might have played it in like mid-January. When was the Mike Tyson fight? Because I remember I played it like before that. Ooh, a change in the policy. Well, that could be something. That could be a hint that I have not played this in a while, because we are updating the terms of service. Oh, in October, never mind then. Because I know I played it during, like, before that, maybe the night of or whatever, night before that fight, we were talking about the fight. And then, obviously, the Christmas one I did, like, a few days before Christmas. And that might have been the last time I played this game, which is not that long ago. Although for me, maybe it is. I don't know. There's certain games I don't play all that often. Then there's other games like this one I play quite often. Tomorrow, likely going to check out some Rocket Racing for the first time in 2025. See if there's anything new going on. Oh, Together Time. All right, of course they have a gimmick for this day. Even the music sounds a little more loverly. Obviously I don't get super into Valentine's Day, but, you know, it's whatever. I woo you. Okay. Maybe let's not go too crazy with this. Is there any outfits I can buy? Anything? Not that it matters. I don't have, like, anything. Oh, alright. Mickey and Minnie Mouse. That's new. 2 romantic movies. Nice. Anything I know? Alright, look at these accessories you can get. A lot of Disney stuff. Wow, okay, hearts. I wish I could use the purple. What are the purple coins even for? That's just every time. I do enjoy Alien 1, and I mean, I don't, but just in terms of, like, for romantic movies, I'm like, alright, did not see that coming. Alright, these are the things I could buy with my purple coins. I could get an escape button. Yeah, you can see how, like, lousy the gifts get when you go to these. Okay, interessant. Wait, why am I saying that in German? Nothing here really getting me going here. I'm on fire. I mean, I don't like enjoy the movie like in general. I'm just not a big horror movie fan. I don't know if you call those horror movies, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I just don't think of that as a at the Valentine's Festival. Wait a minute, I literally just made up the term Valentine's Day. That's apparently a thing. Being these Valentine media. Alright, we'll do one Valentine's Festival. Just because we gotta say we did it. I literally just made that term up before going live. I didn't think there was really gonna be a Valentine's Day. I guess so. Sometimes you make puns that are just so obvious that, like, you're like, oh, they're not gonna call it Valentine's. It's too obvious. But even they're like, oh, you know what? That's not bad. We'll use that. More right now. Oh, there's only 20. Oh, because it's teams. Valentine's Dragon Dashers. Yeah, we're probably only going to do one of these. Like, we're only going to do one Valentine's Day festival. Nice touch, though. I like that every holiday they do, like, a little variation on the usual. I think they just take games that already existed and make them more romantic in this case. But, like, for Christmas, I think they just took one of the events that involved regular trees and just made them Christmas trees. But, I mean, hey, they still had to make those assets, I guess. More asset reusing after this. But, how'd you like the new Astrobot level? As a fellow Astrobot fan. Okay, this looks different, actually. Whoa! Whoa. Well, now I can say whoa all the time. Whoa is exclusively an English word. Actually, whoa is just an expression of, oh boy. Expression of, well, being woed. It was fine, pretty much. Yeah, which, I mean, it's good and bad. Like, I kind of just want a challenge level. Like, I don't necessarily want to be like, oh, how do I climb this the fastest? Like, just make a level that's just fun to play. What the hell just happened? Why did I have to restart? If that makes sense. Like, I mean, it was a good level anyway. Oh, I see. That's, like, toxic, I guess. Like, I don't even care how long it is. It doesn't have to be a super long level, but, you know, I'm not, like, really looking at it like, oh, how can I take a shortcut? Like, I just want to play a challenging platforming level. God damn it! Playing a challenging platforming level right now. Or more challenging, I guess. Although I will say, after playing Astrobot, you really notice how just kind of mad the controls in this game are. They're not bad, but, like, after playing Astrobot, which is one of the tightest platformers I've ever played in terms of controls, you do notice that, you know, this game is capable, obviously. I mean, it does what it does pretty well, but it's not, hey, yeah, pretty much. That one was okay. Yeah, I'm fine with the short length of the level, and it did have some pretty clever gimmicks at the end there with the propeller you had to slow down. What is propeller in German anyway? I was going to say it, but I didn't know the word, so I'm like, oh, you know, here is Stein propeller. Please tell me it's not, is it really propeller? My squad didn't make it! What am I celebrating for then? Alright, never mind then. It's propeller. For some reason I thought it'd be something like with the word, nah, not rod, that's like wheel, but I don't know, I thought it'd be something, it's like a helicopter, it's like a Hubschrauber. or something like that. Well, obviously, the German pronunciation, yes. Alright, well, that was fun. Oh, wait, no, I'm still in the damn Valentine's Day Festival. Let's do the regular knockout with new levels, mind you. We'll see what those new levels are coming up. I'm looking forward to the new Sonic, whatever it's called, Sonic Rumble, whenever that comes out. Basically like Fall Guys with Sonic. I don't know when or if it's going to come to consoles immediately. I know it's going to PC and, like, mobile initially. Seesaw! Oh, that's a really old one. Oh, yeah. It was. I think it got announced for Steam, though, which has me hopeful that in time they'll bring it to other platforms if it does well. But it's also not even out yet. It was supposed to come out winter of 2024, which would have been December. It's now, you know, February, and, like, they've announced a few things for it, like, in terms of content. But as far as I know, the game is still in beta if it's even out. It's kind of like Disney Speedstorm. Like, that game got announced to come out in, like, 2021 or 2022. Finally, it came out to, like, everything, but not until 2023. Oh, it is there now. Okay. I really, like, I don't know. From what I've heard, it's, like, not available everywhere. There's, like, a lot of, like, glitches with it. It's, like, still in testing. I mean, I'd like to try it. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing, but I would try it. It's a good idea. Honestly surprised Sega didn't think of it earlier. But obviously, I'd have to wait until it's off, well, not off Steam, but until it's on, you know, PlayStation or even Switch or something. Oh, alright, then it's still not even out there. Like, nobody knows when that thing's coming out, including Sega. Yet Sega will still announce events for it. It'll be like, oh, new Shadow event. I'm like, well, when can we actually play the damn thing? Like, I would try it on Steam. I mean, I wouldn't stream it, but I would try it. Just see how it played or whatever. In the meantime, it's not like we don't have an alternative. We have Fall Guys right here. There's also Stumble Guys, if anyone's ever played that. I was actually kind of excited for Stumble Guys, and then I played it, and I'm like, why was I excited for Stumble Guys? Similar games. This is Elden Ring. That's not similar. Hey, what's up, Shads? Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know if that's a thing in Slovakia, or, like, really, well, no, it's available in other places. Holidays are generally universal. The only one that doesn't seem to be is Halloween. Like, Halloween is not a thing in Germany or even, like, England. Like, Halloween seems, like, very American. A lot of other holidays, I mean, besides 4th of July, obviously, but a lot of your other holidays are, you know, all over the place. But Halloween, we just kind of, we keep that to ourselves. I don't know why. There you go. But yeah, welcome to the stream. We played a little Astrobot for the first 15 minutes or so we just started on Astrobot. Is that Garfield? I think that's a Garfield one. But yeah, we just started on Fall Guys a little while ago. We did one Valentine's Day one, or Valentine's Day, and now we're trying the regular one as I wait for 21 of these people to qualify. We'll see if they do. Oh, I missed Astro. I play Americans Online. Really? New levels. Yeah, they're doing, like, kind of like they did with the 5 speedrun levels. They're doing 5 challenge levels, which kind of feel like the speedrun levels, just a little harder. At least the first one was. But yeah, you can go ahead and, if you know, whenever the stream's over, keep watching the stream. But yeah, you can check out me going through that level from, like, maybe 10 minutes ago or so. We unlocked a new bot, who I'm not going to give it away because some of you might actually know who it is. I didn't. Bex did. Ooh, what is the best level they have? I mean, yeah, I'm tempted to say the Christmas one as a Christmas fan. The problem with the Christmas one is once you play it, you really can't. I mean, you can replay it, but it's just kind of like it's like a gallery of like, hey, look at this, look at that, and once you do it, that's it. Like, I mean, I still go back to it, or I did go back to it during Christmas time. Again, yeah, it is a very high quality produced level with a lot of hidden secrets and stuff. But once you find all the secrets, it's like, well, why am I here? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. Yes, I do agree that the monkey level was terrible with the lava and the monkey. And oh, crap, speaking of bad levels, this rhino thing that you had to avoid, this could be hit or miss. This is one way they thin out the herd, because I think in this one, it's just whoever survives advances. There's no set number of players. But no, the Christmas level, they obviously put a lot of work into. And yeah, the music was all new. The assets were mostly all new. They made good use of, like, every power-up, so, I mean, that was fun. Obviously not a challenging level, but just a fun, chill level. Alright, let's see how long we can last with 3 very angry rhinos. The best thing to do, besides obviously staying away from the rhinos, is just have them, like, collide with each other, maybe. Well, a few seconds ago, I got some bits! There they are! 10! Nice. Appreciate that. Buy some Valentine's chocolate with that. Oh, watch out. Crap, I'm, like, right in that thing's way. Yep. It's okay if you get hit by them as long as you don't get, like, directly head-butted. Like, yeah, like, that's fine. That just knocks you a little bit away. Basically just trying to survive here. But I appreciate the cheering. Shad's basically cheering me all day long here, all year long. Oh, shit. Okay, again, that's fine if you just get bumped a little bit. That's not gonna do anything too bad. Crap, alright. Crap, alright. Yeah, put a little more mustard on that one. I feel like I'm getting really lucky here. Oh, boy. Oh, he's getting pissed off. Again, just kind of stay, you know... Shit, okay, that's fine. Stay in the edges if you can, or no, stay off the edges, what am I saying? Stay in the middle, so that if you do get hit, you don't go flying. Oh man, this one's determined! This one's determined to get me out of here. But determined to do nothing, because that is it, we survived it. I think only a couple people got knocked out, but whatever works, right? I do enjoy cheering. One day you will do the God of War enemy room. Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing. I like how I actually read that as God of War. I'm like, first I'm like, what's Gao? And then I'm like, no, that's it. Oh, I do enjoy slide and smash. It's pretty fun. You get to slide and smash. There's nothing wrong with that. Ooh, yeah. I feel like they changed this loading music a little bit. It really was a fail. I really did stay in that room. By the way, that clip on YouTube that Beck so generously clipped where I'm just talking about like, oh, or who, maybe it wasn't, somebody clipped it. Well, Beck said the line, we achieved a lot today, and I just lost my shit. That clip on YouTube's got like a bunch of views now. That's probably my funniest clip of the year so far, I'd have to say, which is a limited sample size, but just the idea that like we spent an entire stream doing one thing, and the whole thing is just me going, we didn't achieve a goddamn thing. I just spent my whole time in that one room with fighting the 2 douchebags. And that clip, and again, this has happened a few times where, you know, I try to make these big, lengthy videos, and then my most viewed videos will be a clip of me going like, oh, damn it, I bit my tongue. Like, it just kind of nullifies the whole thing, like trying to make these big productions or whatever. Uh-oh, it was funny. I mean, I can laugh about it now. At the time, I was a little pissed off. I still am kind of wondering how I'm going to get past that, but... At least we learned I could upgrade things. That's pretty cool. I think it's even funnier that I made it that far in the game without upgrading a whole lot. I mean, I upgraded, like, when I had to. Like, when the game's, like, literally, like, now hit this button. Upgrade the axe. There you go. Qualified. 200 views. Yeah, which for me, that's pretty good. Especially for just a few days. You know, I've posted other clips from my streams, and they'll get like 20 or 30 views, but like all of a sudden that video, you know, we sure did achieve a lot, like that has shot up in views in like a day. Like, that's crazy. That's obviously a team effort there. That's, you know, all of us just kind of poking fun at the situation that I could not literally escape that room, as you said, in 2 hours. 8 qualified. Oh boy, we might be in a finals right now. We might be going for a crown. We'll find out if we are right now. Hexaterrestrial, final round. We'll see if I beat it right now. This one's tough. I think I've only beaten 1 Hexaterrestrial. I do have a decent number of crowns, though. Oh, yeah, I laughed so. I was like, we accomplished a thing, because I was, like, so out of it at that point, and I'm just like, what did we accomplish? Like, every subsequent comment just made me laugh more. It's just like, it was so absurd that we spent that long. I say we, because I do feel like we were all in that together. It was like, oh, did you try hitting the B button? Or the X button? Did you try doing this? Did you try doing that? And it's just like, I don't know what to do. So for the end of it, for all of our efforts to just be like, not wasted, but to be like, all right, we achieved a lot today. It was just kind of the cherry on top of like, basically nothing. It was like, well, we didn't accomplish a goddamn thing. Like, I just honestly put it out there. Like, I'm all for being positive, but like, let's really go back and revisit this. We just spent the whole time in that room fighting the 2 douchebags. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to take credit for... No! Take credit for nothing there. And then you find out, yeah, it's like, wait, I can upgrade this? Not only can I, like, upgrade the individual, like, get skills, I can upgrade those skills, too. And I had, like, 100,000 XP points. Well, yeah, I got better because I had 100,000 XP points and I finally spent them. Alright, well, that was embarrassing that I lost that. I mean, also embarrassing that, yes, I spent 2 hours and 8 minutes on one area of a game, but that's not the first time that's happened. It's also not the first time I've lost a Hexaterrestrial, but that was the first time I might have lost without anybody forcing an error. I basically just lost because I lost. More losing right now. Because much like a roguelite, you will lose this game more often than not. That area also. I mean, there's a bunch of areas. That's not even the first area in that game where, like, a bunch of enemies spawn and I got stuck on it forever. Same thing with Doom Eternal. The menu. Don't tell me what to do. Ooh, look at this. Slippy slopes. I love that appearance, too. It's very medieval. I can't really see it because my stupid face is blocking it, but it's medieval. Just take my word for it. It's a castle with a crown and a bunch of Fall Guys looking things on it. It should be good. We'll see if it is right now. I like games like this, so you can just kind of cycle through the mini-games, you know. It's kind of, you play it for as long as you want. Every mini-game's like maybe a couple minutes. This game was made for people like me. People with short attention spans, I believe is the term I'm looking for. Move on from one thing to the next. It's all good fun. That was a weird musical transition. Keep moving and reach the finish. Nah, really, I thought I had to stop to reach the finish. Whoa. I don't know if Dex plays Fall Guys. If she does, she's certainly welcome to. I know that we had a stream where, what, it was you and I and Scarecrow and a few others playing it. Oh boy, this one's a little dangerous. With these pink balls everywhere. I like how that castle's just there. You can't even go in the castles. The castle. Singular. Castle. Schloss. It's just there. Like, you just kind of go around the castle. I'm sure she would show me how it's done. I mean, I'm not terrible at this game. I'm not great, but it's really a crapshoot, too, based on what games you get. Ooh, that was close. I like this one. There's a treasure chest, which, again, is just kind of there. Doesn't really do anything. Oh, look at this. This is weird. I mean, sometimes I get, like, a bunch of really easy minigames, and I make it to the finals. And if you make it to a finals, it's just a matter of, like, getting a little lucky at the end. I mean, that one I came in second place. I have Fall Guys somewhere. Probably, you know, play. Ooh, I have heard that rumor. In a couple different times. Ooh, maybe even two if we count the one tomorrow. So Beck's already confirming tomorrow. Which is cool. It is cool, you know. I joke sometimes about being a smaller streamer, but it is cool being a smaller streamer, like one who has, you know, my following, which I don't discount, but obviously I'm not drawing in hundreds of people. But because of that, that means I can literally play the games with people from my audience. It's not like, you know, I got thousands of people playing the game, like, exactly, Sheds. Like, you know, I know you all, I'm comfortable with you all. In fact, sometimes somebody else will show up in the stream, like somebody I don't know, and I'm just like, you know, we're joking, they might not know we're joking, so it kind of looks like, you know, whatever. But I mean, I obviously like adding to our little community. We had a new viewer last night, I believe their name was Darth Umi. I could be getting that wrong. They started talking about anime. I didn't really know, like, what to say, but I appreciated their input. They were talking about Dead Cells, but I mean, I get a lot of those where, not bad, not in a bad way, but like a lot of people who will join my streams once and we'll talk about a game and then I'll likely never see them again. I don't know if that's the case with Darth Umi, but, you know, I'm all for adding more personalities to this mix. It just usually doesn't happen, you know, it's just people's, you know, there's stuff to do. There's a lot of Twitch streamers out there. Let's face it, a lot of them are more stable than me in terms of internet quality. So I understand why, you know, unless Dark Souls viewers? I mean, I wasn't playing Dark Souls, but it's not just the game I'm playing. I could be playing any game, and I've gotten a lot of those, what I like to call one-hit wonders, where, you know, they're not bots, they're real people, but we just, you know, we talk for one chat, and then that's it. And they follow me. Like, what's his name followed me, Darth Umi. Yesterday it was a fluke. Oh, so you're saying, like, you know, I can't get another viewer unless it's a fluke. Thanks, Zero. It means a lot. How's a fluke? You'll never get that lucky again. There's a whole wide internet out there, Zero. There's got to be somebody else who enjoys my content. Treasure trove. Collect bubbles. Ah, damn it, I don't like that. You can usually tell I don't like it, like... Oh, the internet. Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that. I mean, that was kind of weird, but... No, I was talking about what's more rare than that is the, just somebody random showing up to the stream who isn't a graphic design bot. Because we get plenty of those, don't get me wrong. Every 3 streams or so. In fact, we'll probably get one tonight. It seems like Fall Guys is very popular for that. We get a stream from somebody. I'm so-and-so. Here's my college portfolio. I would like to make a graphic design for you based on your favorite character, the Jesse and or James. Right, what am I collecting? I'm collecting these stupid things. God damn it. I really don't like the collecty ones. Like, this one's okay, I guess. I like the look of the map. I like that they're adding new ones. I'm guessing that big one's worth a lot. Oh, it is! You can never tell with my voice if I'm, like, happy or sad. I'm like, oh, look at that! Like, it's like, that doesn't sound happy. Alright, what does this do? Ouch. Ouch. It really does not help me collect things. It knocks everyone else away, but it doesn't help me collect anything. Or does it? Okay, I like the weird sound effects, though. No, get back here. Oh, there's 2 right there. 3. Something, I don't know, I'm at 11. 11 out of 20. Orange balls. Kingdom Hearts? Wait, what is it? Oh, Kingdom Hearts. That's a Kingdom Hearts Deliverance. I'm like, what's that game? How about Kingdom Hearts in general? I started that game a few years ago, still haven't finished it. Are these like rings? Like, do I knock them out of people by shooting them with the stupid bomb or whatever? This is not the worst game. This is not like that stupid Hoopsie Legends or the tail catching game, but it's still nothing amazing. Oh, damn it. They took the one I was going to take. Got it. Okay, what do we got? Speed running? I doubt that. That was a one-shot. No, that was not a one-shot because of Jeff. Because when Jeff joined me for that stream, I was like probably a few hours into the game. Yeah, Jeff and I played it more than I've ever played it. We did like a 3-hour stream of it. But I did play the game longer than that. Spider-Man stream. I mean, I was going to say, you're going to be more specific than that. The capture card went during more streams than that one. But I mean, yes, I always got mad when that happened. Game is super easy. Combat is super easy. Are we talking about Kingdom Hearts or the other game? Because Kingdom Hearts is not super easy. It's not the hardest game, but it's definitely not super easy. Mainly because I get lost a lot, too, which is another reason I had Jeff there, because he helped me out, you know, getting around some of those dead ends, but... That was, I mean, I had the game before him, and I've had the game since he was on the stream. I just haven't gotten around to playing it again. It's literally sitting here on my shelf. It's Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And win or if I ever beat those, I'll get Kingdom Hearts 3. It's very high. Ah, wait, what does that have to do with anything? What does the super high realism make it more difficult? If anything, it's usually the more fantasy type games that are more difficult. Alright, this is our second time trying to survive this. Let's see if I can right now. Okay, took a little hit there, that's fine. Combat is... Oh, I don't like the sound of that. But can you upgrade the combat? Because that also won't matter, but... Watch out! Ooh! Can you upgrade yourself? Much better. Oh, good. So many games out there. It's just games on my own list I still haven't really done much with that I should. But when I do, if I do, we'll see. Chat, I'm like right next to this stupid rhino thing, and that is a very dumb idea. Qualified. Yeah, see, I don't like super hardcore, whatever, anything. 5 qualified! Oh, we're definitely going to a finals now. In the Great Moravia times of our history? I don't even know what that is. Then again, I don't really know European history all that well. Blast Ball, final round! Blast Ball can be fun. Another final round, that's 2 straight finals. Woohoo! I do enjoy making it to 2 straight finals. I wonder how our friend Lena Rem is doing today. I only asked because she might be working at a place that sells flowers, so she might be very busy for Valentine's Day. Ooh, Bohemian Rhapsody? Watch out. Ouch. The premise of this one's fairly easy, but it's still, you still gotta do it. You gotta just throw stuff around and hope for the best. Oh, watch out. That guy literally just fell, like, through the middle. Like, nobody even threw anything at them. They just fell through. Although, to be fair, I also didn't know the middle of this opened up like that, like a dartboard. I thought that was just there, so, yeah, this is dangerous. Oh, crap. Ouch! No! I really am dead. Austria. I've heard of Austria and Hungary. No, that was a shame. I do enjoy when a game feels professionally made, unlike some games I played, like Spark the Electric Jester 3, which feels good for some moments, but bigger levels like that final level feel like a clusterfuck. Although I do plan to beat that game at some point. I might just lower the difficulty, but we'll see. Someday. It's one of those games that, like, I'm interested in, but not that much. I mean, I'm interested in it, but just like the Electric Jester 2 also had an extremely frustrating endgame, so that's the part that kind of disappoints me, but for the most part, Electric Jester 3, I think, is better designed, which, you know, I don't think any of those games are going to win any records or any awards for anything, but I think they're fun games. We got Space Bouncers coming up now. We'll see how I do with that momentarily. I do enjoy when the first game doesn't feel polished, but then the second game improves on it. Third game will be even better in 2027. 88! That is very good. Anything over like 85 is very good for a conglomerate of scores. I was honestly shocked when Astrobot had like a 92 or 93, whatever it was. I'm like, really? Like, I thought Astrobot would get like 80s, which is still pretty good. I never thought Astrobot was going to be like this, you know, world-renowned platformer. Like, as much as I love the game, I thought, you know, oh, you know, some people will think it's okay, you know, it'll get a few 90s, but, like, I never thought it would get, like, overall 93 or 94, whatever it is. That's what I mean. Like, I did not, you don't see that for platformers outside of Mario. Like, if you get, like, an 82, 83, like, 97, damn. I mean, I knew it had a high score. I didn't know it was that high. That might be the highest score I've seen for, like, an overall. I think I've seen like 95, 96 before. Yeah, when I saw that, like, my expectations for Astrobot went from, like, good to, like, holy shit, this might actually be a legitimate, like, best game, one of the best games ever contenders. For me, because I give most platformers, like, a 90 anyway. So if non-platforming people are giving this a 90, like, that just means I'm going to give it, like, 100. Hey, yo. I might play Baldur's Gate someday. I wouldn't count it out. What the hell? Oh, I would count that out. I'm gonna say, like, I feel like there is an interest level in Baldur's Gate 3 for me just because of how highly acclaimed it is and the fact that I know people who play it and play a lot of it. And it's like, there's gotta be some reason. Now, you know, I could pick it up and be done with it in a couple hours in terms of not liking it, but I saw the first 1 or 2 levels. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because you're not the only one. I was watching somebody, this was after it won Game of the Year. I was watching somebody on YouTube be like, oh, hey, what's up, Jordy? I forgot what I was going to say. I was watching some, you know, one of these people that's like, oh, Astrobot's not Game of the Year, you know, whatever. It looks like an okay game. I don't know what this person's favorite kind of game was, but they played it. And long story short, it's like from level to level, you could tell they were trying not to like it. And then, like, by, like, the third world, they're like, okay, fine, it's good. It's really good. All right, fine, it's really good. Like, they were mad. They were like, God damn it, it's actually really good. Like, they didn't want to think it was good. They're like, this is okay. It's like a Mario ripoff. And then they were finally like, okay, fine, it's good. It really, yes, it really was Asmongold. That's who it was. I don't really know that guy other than for that, but I just watched, like, the title was something like, you know, Astrobot sucks or something, so I'm like, alright, I'll watch this. And then, like, as it went on, he's like, okay, fine, it's good. He's like, how does this kid's game win Game of the Year? Well, was he sarcastic in liking it or sarcastic in hating it? Like, because I couldn't tell. He was overacting on both sides, so I'm just like, does he really think it's, like, not as good as people think, or does he think it was, I don't know. Anyway, we got Short Circuit coming up. Oh, I know he actually likes it, but I'm saying it took him a while to actually like it. Like, it took him, like, probably till, like, World 3 to go, okay, fine, it's good. I didn't actually see him play the whole game, but I assume by the end he really liked it. Just based on how it went. It was just kind of funny how he was, like, just ready to hate it, and he couldn't even make himself hate it. Try as he might. Okay, so I don't know, did he just not have an opinion on it either way? That's really funny that people when Baldur's Gate 3 won, again, I'm not like super tuned into gaming, but I feel like that was not like a controversial win. Like, I feel like everybody thought Baldur's Gate 3 was a masterpiece. Even I thought it was. I don't even know what the hell the thing is. So, I mean, I had heard, not only had I heard of the game, I heard it was like better than the other Baldur's Gate games, and I heard it was one of the best games ever made. So, to me, even not knowing all the games out there, I thought, yeah, it's going to win. So I'm surprised people thought that was like, oh, I never heard of it. Like, how could you not have heard of it? If I've heard of it, and I'm not somebody who's heard of everything, like, I've heard of it, like, and not in a bad way. Like, I heard it was really good. Like, how the hell would you not think it should win? Ooh, it's Dark Sage. Getting everyone out today. I'm all for that. I can't see, but I'm all for getting more people in the streams. Got Jordy, we got Dark Sage, we got Bex, we got all kinds of cool people here today. You don't celebrate Valentine's Day? Well, that's fine, you don't have to. I mean, I technically don't really either. I do kind of like little streams and stuff, but I do streams anyway. I do streams for Tuesdays. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Time for a stream. Hey, we got Queen Bee here, who might celebrate Valentine's Day, might not, I don't know. And you got German, German people sort of celebrate it. Maybe. I guess it depends. Oh yeah, well, we're celebrating something. It's actually going to be Valentine's Day. That is a completely original idea that was not stolen by this game. Damn it. Oh, whoa! Alright. Whoa, okay. Do enjoy watching freaking horror movies with hubby. Oh, the Red Sox got Alex Bregman. You know, as much as I give him a hard time, the Red Sox actually tried. They got Alex Bregman, who I know is not like Juan Soto. I know he's not the biggest superstar out there, but the fact that they got anybody at this point, like, thank you. I was actually not sure how that game would go. Oh, how did the Super Bowl go? That was not a good game. If you want to talk about good games, that was not a good game. It was not entertaining. I mean, I'm not a fan of either team, but I was not entertained. The commercials were pretty lousy, except for maybe one or two. The halftime show sucked. So it was basically just a 3-hour snooze fest. No, the halftime show sucked. Some people really liked it, and good for them. I was just not a fan of the artist, and I wasn't a fan of the music. You know, it actually was a little more divisive than I thought. I thought it was like, oh, everybody hated that Super Bowl show. No, actually, some people liked the halftime show, and they actually did like it. But I also think more people didn't like it, but whether or not they did or didn't, I did not like it. So that's just my take on it. Brady, the announcer, nah, he was basically what I thought. I thought it was like kind of funny how the whole time the announcers were trying to talk about it like it was an actual game. Like the Chiefs are down by like 24 points. You're like, well, if the Chiefs just score, 20 points right now, we got ourselves a game. There's still a lot of time here. It's like the third quarter, they're down by 30 points. You're like, well, if they really run the ball and kind of throw like 10 passes in a row, you never know what could happen. I'm like, this game is over. And you guys are trying to make it sound like this is an exciting game. It's like, it's not exciting no matter how you look at it. Like, no one's playing defense. The offense sucked for the Chiefs. Like, there was just nothing to get excited about. And whether it was Brady or anyone else on the announcing team, everybody was trying to be like, well, we've seen comebacks before, anything could happen. It's like, not at this point. Like, yeah, anything can happen, and, the Chiefs did score 2 touchdowns toward the end when nobody cared anymore, but it was just kind of like, why am I watching this again? I guess because nothing else was on at that point, but I didn't like the announcers talking down to me like, oh, this is going to be a good game. Like, no, just tell me the game's over. Like, I'm enough of a sports fan to know when a game is over. When you're down by 20, you might be able to come back. When you're down by like 34, you're not coming back with that little time left. Come on. And I'm just like, even if the Chiefs had an idea, they'd probably, like, barf all over themselves. I mean, all right. You got me out of date. Oh, there you go. That's something. The Hoppodrome. Final round. It sounds so badass, and yet not really. The Hoppodrome. I do enjoy Tom Brady having penalties for announcing badly. Tom Brady's announcing, I mean, again, I'm trying to be unbiased here. It's nothing special. It's not bad, but it's literally just, here's what happened in the game, and here's what should have happened. Which, I mean, anybody could do. It's like, well, he threw that ball in the wrong place. Next time he should throw it in the right place. It's like, okay, that's worth paying him $1 million a year or whatever. Like, I'm just like, it wasn't bad. I mean, obviously he knows how to play football, but, like, I think the other guys were much better, even people who didn't play football. I actually don't know what the goal of this is. Okay, we just stay here and try not to get hit by that. Like, I kind of didn't pay attention to what I'm supposed to do here. That is very true, actually. I don't know if that's scientifically proven, but I have found that free anything tastes better than its paid-for equivalent. But yeah, the fact that I even have to sit here and analyze anybody's announcing tells you how bored I was by the actual game. It was like, the game was so boring, I'm like, what else can I look at? I don't know, maybe like how the announcing was? Something like that? I don't know. Shit. Got it! Let's go! I actually kind of like that one. It's another one of those, like, survive as long as you can, but you know what, to be fair, the Taylor Swift thing really didn't happen. I feel like they showed her maybe, like, twice. They really didn't show her much. Now, that also could have been because her boyfriend didn't do a goddamn thing in the game. In fact, nobody in the Chiefs did a goddamn thing in the game. They showed her, like, in the beginning, and I think they showed her, like, again at the half. I don't think they showed her after that. Like, I don't really care if they show her, but, like, she didn't really have anything to do, because she's just like, is this how you play football? This doesn't look right. I guess I'll be Cupid's little helper. It's a dumb nickname, but whatever. She really did get booed, which, I mean, again, I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of her, but I don't get why you boo her. Like, what's she supposed to do, not go to the football game? Like, I don't really care. Too many Chiefs, not enough players. Ooh, I got a winner one. There's proof that I was good at something. Ooh, the crocodile, which I feel like I have already, but I'm going to wear it again. It looks even dumber with a crown on its head. What's going on, IDM Pod? I feel like I haven't seen you in a few days, both in real life and on the streams. How you been doing, my friend? And we got everybody here today. And we got extra bits by Shads for winning. All I gotta do is keep winning, and I'll be a professional streamer, a professional gamer. NFL fans, get all the calls. It is not fair. NFL fans now, you're just mad that Mahomes is better than your guy. I can't really tell if that comment is, like, I'm sorry, that was Zero. I'm getting all fucking confused here, man. Skyline Stumble. I appreciate the bits from Zero. I saw the blue, so I thought it was you, Zero, but then I see that it was my bot that announced it, so that I'm just colorblind, I guess. But yeah, Dark Sage, I can't tell if your comment is like anti-Patriots or anti-Chiefs or anti-anything. It just seems like you're pointing out double standards of sorts. I don't know. I didn't watch enough Chiefs games. I know there was this whole thing about, oh, the refs were giving the Chiefs the game or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they were. I really don't know. I really don't care. I still rooted for the Chiefs. I don't really care that they lost, but I do wish that they had tried a little more. I'm like, you guys realize you're in the Super Bowl, right? Like, that was just the most pathetic effort I think I've seen in a Super Bowl in a long time. Like, even, like, other Super Bowls where it's not close, the other team tries a little harder than that. It was, like, the end of the game, and finally the Chiefs are trying to throw touchdowns. Alright, I mean, I do see color sometimes. In fact, that's the problem, is that I see color, and a lot of times when I'm streaming, the only thing I have to go on is the color-coded chat. Like, even right now, I see IDM Pod's, you know, user color is green. Randy's color is also, like, a dark green, but the only reason I know it's not Randy is because we haven't seen Randy in, like, 2 months. So, I'm pretty sure it's not Randy. Unfortunately, I don't know where Randy is. If anybody sees him, send for help, but hey, yo. Woo! Look how that guy's just standing there at the top and saying, great job. I appreciate that. No, I mean, Zero and Chads, you've both been very good to me. I can't even keep track of who's giving me more bits. But you know what? It's not about the bits. I mean, there's been times, and I think it is randomized to a degree. He really did get booed out of his vibrating chair, whatever that means. There are times the colors will be random, but for the most part, most of my viewers seem to have custom colors. Like, IDM Pod's always green, Zero is always red, Shads is always blue, Bex is always that pink color, Rem is always that other pink color. I think Toaster Cartridge's color might change occasionally. For the most part, everybody has the same colors. Polluted Turtle's usually orange. See, I remember these things. I don't even mean to, but I see your name so often. There are very few people whose name color will change from stream to stream. Queen Bee's usually like yellow. The girl is pink. All right, well, now you just changed to red just to mess with me. But it is funny how when the Patriots were winning, people cried it with Chiefs wins. Oh, no, it's not New England, and it's totally not rigged. Again, I don't know whose side you're on, to be honest, because I'm all for the Chiefs winning. I don't even care if it is rigged. Like, I want the Patriots fans to just... I want the Patriots fans to be so pissed off. Like, I literally don't give a shit if it is rigged, whatever. So, fine, let them say that. The fact of the matter is, it was rigged when the Patriots were winning, and the Patriots were a bunch of cheating assholes, so I really don't care if the next team cheats, because they cheated for 20 fucking years. So, sure. Okay. We're really gonna get mad about the Patriots cheating, or another team cheating after we just watched the team cheat for 20 years? Really? Okay. Not to mention there's no proof of the Chiefs cheating. I'm just saying, Tom Brady is a known cheater. He was suspended for cheating twice. That's a fact. His entire team is full of cheaters. His coach is a cheater. Why do you think nobody hired Bill Belichick after the Patriots? Why? Why didn't they hire him? He cheated. If the Red Sox cheat, you would be all for it. Now you put me in a tough spot. But no, I would not be. I'm not saying... It's literally only in this one case, because you're making it sound like you're, like, defending the Patriots in some weird way, and I don't know why, because I feel like you don't like the Patriots, and now maybe you do, I don't know. But it sounds like you're defending the Patriots now, saying, like, oh, you know, people were unfair to them, and they're not being unfair to the Chiefs or whatever. I don't really see that. I see both teams kind of got some hate, but I think one team deserved it a lot more. I'm really not just patriotic enough. Sammy Sosa is a marshmallow. All right, well, I mean, if people want to have a real talk about it, I'll have a real talk about it, but I know for a fact IDM Pod does not know a lot about sports, so I can't really take whatever Sammy Sosa's a marshmallow meant, but I don't know what that meant. All right, you like the Patriots? I don't like the Patriots. I will never like the Patriots. I don't care that they suck now. People think I didn't like them because they were good. No, I didn't like them because they were a bunch of cheating a-holes. And whether or not they win again or not, I still don't like that. I don't like that culture. I don't like Tom Brady. I don't like any of it. So, like, as far as Sammy Sosa being a marshmallow, I have no idea what that means. I know he was also an alleged steroid user, and hell, I'll even go as far as to say he was a steroid user. So I'm not the biggest Sammy Sosa fan either, if we're going to get into that, but that's a whole other thing. And just by the way, I'm not saying cheating doesn't take place in baseball. It does. I mean, I'd rather not do sports talk. Sports talk is like one level, like, above politics in terms of, like, I'll talk about it, but I'd rather not because it usually just leads to controversy. Like, I'd rather talk about sports than politics, but I'd rather not talk about either. I gotta say, even talking baseball can lead to some issues. I never said I'd be fine with it. Where did I say I would be fine with the Red Sox cheating? I did not say I'd be fine with the Red Sox cheating. I didn't really give an opinion on it. In fact, I said I'd rather not keep talking about this. There are allegations of certain Red Sox players cheating. It's never been proven, but I'm not happy about it. I also can't do anything about it. I gotta say, can we go back to the freaking video game talk now? And how I never finish games? I like that talk. That's funny. And true, by the way. The thing is, even if a team cheats, like, if the Red Sox cheat and when I find out about it, like, what am I gonna do about it? Like, what am I gonna, like, erase the World Championship? I can't do anything about it. I'm not on the team. Like, it's like, oh, stop cheating, Rafael Devers. Like, stop it. Like, I'm not a coach. What the hell am I gonna do? Hey, oh, really, I'm not doing that. I mean, unless there's a cheating button. Like, I see your point. I could be, like, angry about it, but, like, if you found out the Royals cheated, what would you do about it? Would you just stop watching the Royals? I mean, like, well, what can you do? More right now. Also, what the hell game is this? I would cheer. All right. No, I mean, that's your prerogative as a fan. I mean, it's also, I mean, I think the only, like, known cheaters in baseball right now are the Houston Astros, and I don't even know how recent that is. I'm just not a big Astros fan right now, but I never really was to begin with. I was gonna say, like, how did we get on this topic? I didn't like him defending the Patriots, that's all. I hate the Patriots. Even if you want to attack the Chiefs, I don't really care, but the Patriots will always be my least favorite football team. I don't care how many games they win or don't win. That's just how it be. The Astrobot. I do enjoy being a fan of the Astrobot. I mean, if we want to talk anything sports, let's talk about Alexa Bliss being back in WWE. That's something. More pleasant for me, anyway. I might actually watch now. Even though she's off Raw now. Alright, somebody else get eliminated here. Damn it. I saw that, and that made me very excited. I don't know how she's gonna do, but... Oh, shit! No! I really am eliminated. Pete Rose was... Well... Hold on. Pete Rose. I know where we're going with this. She really did marry Ryan Cabrera, but Pete Rose broke the rules, but not while he was playing, and also he gambled. Like I understand what you're saying, and he's recognized as a cheater by Major League Baseball, but what did he actually do on the field? Did he cork his bat? Did he take steroids? Did he, like, sure, what did he do? Pete Rose... IDM Pod, do you know who Pete Rose is before I continue on with this rant? Because, like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I need to hydrate. I am very tired right now. Pete Rose was banned from baseball for gambling, which is not obviously allowed, but he also didn't... He got, like, 4,000 hits as a player. He didn't cheat. Don't get me wrong, he's not a great guy, but... What is worth doing steroids? Because, first of all, steroids directly impact how you perform, and they kind of like... Yeah, let's do a clip of the week. Steroids directly impact how you perform. They help you get an advantage that other players don't get. Betting on your team doesn't really, like, change the outcome of the game. I can bet whatever I want. I still got to play the game. Hold on, I can't... I'll have to do those rewards in a second. I can't... There's unfortunately no pause button in this. Could try to do the heart one, though. I'm actually... I was gonna say, I'm a defender of Pete Rose in the sense that I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's a moot point now. He passed away, but still, he should be in the Hall of Fame posthumously. I mean, he's literally the all-time hits leader in baseball. I'm not doing the whole rant in German. I don't really like doing rants. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I don't really like... I really can barely do it in English. I don't like getting mad about stupid things like sports. I really don't. Like, it just kind of happens. Certain topics just bring that out of me. I don't really like it as much as you all think I do. Like, it's okay. I'm also trying to freaking find 5 buttons on my controller while I'm doing this. Alright, what did I do? The heart one? Let's do the heart one. Then we'll do the clip of the week during the break. Where, you can debate that. Yeah, pants are okay. I wouldn't say I love them. I wouldn't say I hate them. They're there. They're a necessity in some ways. But no, Pete Rose, I think, should be in the Hall of Fame. Hey, yo, I really might be. More Valentine's Day nonsense right now. I'm just glad to see IDM Pod out and about. I've not seen him in a bit. I really do. I mean, I owe a lot of people a lot of things. Get in line, my friend. Alright, let's check out that clip of the week now, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Christmas 2018.
Melanie, come and have a drink. We're getting drunk in here.
I'm drunk already.
Je ne sais quoi.
Just a bunch of sports comments right now.
I don't know what.
You don't know what it means?
No, that's what it means.
He bet on the game. Was it
means
wrong?
it has a
Yes.
certain, I don't
Steroid
know
user
what.
turned a blind eye to it.
Je ne
Exactly.
sais quoi means I don't know what.
Thank you, Bex. Precious clip to me, anyway. Makes cheesecake face in front of anyone. Oh, man, that is kind of funny, that part. Not his fault he was an addict. Your vice picks you. And he also bet, not that this really makes it any better, he bet on his team, he didn't bet against his team. If he bet against his team, then it would be like, yeah, he's kind of purposely losing or whatever. He's drunk right now. Did I miss anything in terms of like what people are saying? I saw something about not being healthy and not getting cheesecake or something. He doesn't owe you cheesecake when you aren't healthy. I guess not. Pete Rose, is he really? I mean, he might have been like a cameo. I know other athletes have appeared in WWE. I think Donald Trump's a freaking WWE Hall of Famer for just making a cameo. And Bernie Sanders. I defend him. I also wasn't, like, alive during his time. Like, I didn't see him play. I wasn't even alive for the gambling thing. That was, like, in the 80s. He really did. I think he also shaved his head. Or maybe Trump shaved someone else's head. But yeah, I wasn't like, maybe if I was alive during the Pete Rose controversy and I had more of a stake in it, I would care more. But from what I understand, the guy, you know, had some great stats. And like you said, there are worse people in the Hall of Fame that did worse things. You completely skipped Mars and I got 10. I saw what Mars wrote. I just have nothing to say on it. I know who Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are, but that doesn't, I have no input on that whatsoever. I know who Ty Cobb is as well. He's an old-time baseball player. I actually can't tell you a whole lot about him either. I think I said hello. At one point during this, I was like, oh, Mars just said something sports-related. I'm sorry I can't do a custom greeting to every single person that's on here while 10 things are going on. He really is a Hall of Famer, and I met him. I do enjoy Jim Rice, former Red Sox outfielder, number 14. All right, fine, I didn't. I'm not going to die on this hill. I hate some fruit. I am the white Bobby Gaines. Can we ban? Let's say Chance is just trying to start a drama where there's not one. Like, I'm not saying, and maybe I didn't give him, like, the most heartfelt, like, hello ever. It wasn't like, I didn't just drop everything and say, hello, Mars. This is Chaos Blurred. I'm here to say, like, I saw him there. There was, like, 10 paragraphs of text that he plunked one in there while I'm watching a clip on one side and watching the game on the other side. So I'm sorry I didn't just take everything off and just go, hello, Mars, how are you? Like he knows I love him. What the hell, I gotta count some fruit or something? I don't even know what that nonsense, I gotta count some damn fruit. CR7. See, I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know what that even is. Oh, crap. I literally don't know the point of this. This is like a Sesame Street game where I don't know what the point is. If this falls out, I'll just take the L. Oh, okay. See, I understood that now. Kind of like CP3 in the NBA. Chris Paul, number 3. Zydian Pod, you're a plunk. I mean, read those words really quick, and I'm bound to make some mistakes. No, I hope everyone's having a good night. Like I said, kind of talking everything from baseball to football to all kinds of stuff. 4C3PO, yep. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing here. It really is. I love how many people get eliminated in this one. Almost every Fall Guys stream seems to get chaotic, but this was for a reason I did not expect. You know, I'll be honest with you, I knew the Captain America movie came out, I think, today, and I don't think I've seen a single trailer for it. Like, I just have not been interested in it at all. This level needs Blades of Chaos and darkness. It is kind of dark in this room anyway. I will stick to the comics. I mean, as it is, I'm barely a Captain America fan, but I will admit the first 3 Captain America films were very good. I obviously haven't seen the 4th one, it just came out, but... Where am I going here? Like, I don't even know. Okay, well, that's the end of that. Flame on! Wait, what? I did enjoy that. Like, I know there's more Marvel movies coming out this year. I know there's, like... Yeah, there's a Fantastic Four movie coming out. There's something called Thunderbolts or something. What is the worst MC? The thing is, I've actually liked the majority of the ones I've seen. The ones I haven't seen, I can't comment on. I heard Eternals was awful. I never saw it. There's a lot. I used to see almost all of them. Like, I was going to say, I heard Eternals was so bad, I had, like, no interest in it. Like, I actually got that disinterested. Quantumania, I actually wanted to see. I don't know why I haven't seen it, because I like the Ant-Man movies. I was going to say, I would, like, after Endgame, I've really only seen maybe, like, a third of them. Like, I used to see all of them. I haven't seen Black Widow. I've really only seen the Spider-Man ones and, like, Multiverse of Madness. I never saw She-Hulk. the series. I saw the first 2 series they did. What was it? Winter Soldier and Falcon, and then WandaVision. Those 2 series were good. They weren't like amazing, but they were good. And then after that, you know, the Loki series was good. I didn't see season 2, but season 1 was good. Again, some episodes were better than others, but as far as the movies, other than Spider-Man, I really have not been invested. And Deadpool, I like Deadpool. But, like, I feel like those 2 characters can exist outside of the MCU. Like, you can have, like, Deadpool and Spider-Man doing their own things, and to me, it doesn't really impact the overall story, which I don't even know what the story is anymore. There's, like, a multiverse, I don't know, they're gonna do Secret Wars now. I really am just not that into it. Like, I would probably only watch Secret Wars or Doomsday to see Robert Downey Jr. come back, which is obviously what they want. They want people to come back for that. And also, if they bring back the other Spider-Man characters, I would watch that. So it's like, any interest I have is for, like, maybe a handful of characters. And I'm not saying I want the original Avengers back. I get they wanted to move on from that, but I don't have an interest in the new characters. If I did, I would watch it. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy, I was interested in them, but now they're kind of broken up. Like, the end of the movie was kind of a finale for them. I know they said Star-Lord will return, but do I want to watch just Star-Lord? To me, he was actually one of the weaker ones. He was only funny because he had the other cast around him. Like, Gamora and Drax were more interesting. As far as that team, you know, Thor, I mean, I used to like Thor a little bit more, but Love and Thunder was so bad, I really don't want to see any more Thor movies. Like, he's not funny, he's not, like, useful, like, to me, he's lost a lot of value. Drax is one of the few that didn't wear out his welcome because he was consistently good in every movie. And same with Spider-Man, he was good in all his movies. Like, other than that, oh, did I just win another crown, by the way? Love and Thunder was okay. Alright, I gotta see what I'm missing here. You hate MCU Deadpool? I mean, MCU Deadpool's literally only in one movie, and he feels a lot like the other Deadpool movies, but that's just me. I mean, there were some slight differences. I like how I just casually won another crown. The problem is, I feel like DC has so much more potential. Like, was Ryan Reynolds fired? No, he wasn't. So that's why I don't get what he means by MCU Deadpool being different. It felt like the same Deadpool to me because it was the same Deadpool. I mean, maybe they toned down 1 or 2 things. I really didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I got too many topics going on here. In the case of Marvel, I do prefer the Marvel characters, but I do think that they could make a better DC movie. Like, and I'm not saying Batman necessarily. Like, I think, like, Superman, like, there's a lot of characters they can make some really good movies on, and they're just not up to snuff, I don't think. You got Less Metal Sonic, more Wade Whipple, Love and Thunder, which, again, it wasn't the worst movie I ever saw, but I didn't like it. I had my expectations pretty high after Ragnarok. I thought Thor Ragnarok's one of my favorite MCU movies, and then, like, Love and Thunder just completely makes him look like a doddering fool. Which, I mean, yeah, there was comedy in Ragnarok, but I think it was balanced a lot better. You mean the first Deadpool movie they showed? Yeah, see, I don't know. And again, I'm not saying, you know, if you want to say Deadpool 3, or officially it's known as Deadpool Wolverine, but if you want to say that was the weakest one, that's fair. I still think it was really funny, though. Maximum Carnage, oh, that'd be great. I know they already had Carnage in the Venom sequel. I never saw the third Venom. I'm actually not that interested in seeing it because I feel kind of massively let down by the fact that they tease Spider-Man at the end of Venom 2 and they don't have him in Venom 3, so it's like, why the hell do I care then? Like, I know some people, like, your hardcore comic fans are like, oh, he fights Nightshade or some character no one's heard of. Like, oh, okay. I'm like, I don't care. Have Venom fight Spider-Man. Is this really that complicated? Venom fights Spider-Man. This is not, like, a breaking news type of thing. Like, you teased him in the movie, have him fight Spider-Man. I don't care about some bizarre character that appeared in some 90s comic. Like, no. Like, the MCU is for generic fan. Well, make it generic then. Give me Spider-Man versus Venom. That's generic. I'll take generic. I don't want to see Venom having a midlife crisis fighting some bizarre symbiote that they just made up or something. Like, give me Spider-Man versus Venom. Why is it so hard? Or Kraven the Hunter, any of those weird ones. To play Thor again, even though he hated, or whatever the name was. Venom for hymns. Venom dancing was gold. See, that's where they started to lose me. Like, even in the, like, I liked the first and second Venom movie, but there were parts of that where I was even kind of like, eh. Oh, I got a new follower. Thanks for following, Triumphant 334. Like, I'm all for, like, throwing some humor in. I'm not saying, I can't keep up with the comments right now, but, yeah, no, I'm all for some humor. I'm not saying Venom has to be, like, all serious and brooding the whole, like, movie, but I mean, does he need to be dancing? Like, there is a way to kind of balance these things out. There's a reason why people didn't like Spider-Man 3, and only one of those reasons was Peter Parker's bad dancing, but that doesn't mean we want to see it again with Eddie Brock doing it. Venom 2, yeah, I mean, like I said, the Carnage part was obviously the best part. I haven't seen the newest one. I really don't feel like I really want to, which that easily could have been remedied. Victory Royale, we'll see. What's going on, Sly? I mean, did I win 2 crowns in a row, or was it just 2 crowns in general? Do I feel the same way about the Sonic movies? What way is that? You got to be a little more specific. I like the Sonic movies. I think at times they've wasted some potential if I'm being like a super fan, but I think as movies they work. I was gonna say, like, I have generally positive opinions on the Sonic movies. If anything, I think the first one was the weakest one. But I also think a lot of people like the first one. So, again, I'm between Sonic 2 and 3 as far as my favorite one is, but... Do you like how they portray the character? Do you want generic Sonic? Take next week off? I'm really trying to just keep track of all this. Yeah, it really is painful to watch this. I agree with that. Alright, hold on. Let me actually try to answer this question. Do you like how they portray the characters? Do you want generic... So what is generic Sonic? That's the thing, is Sonic has been in so many medias. He's been in comics, he's been in TV shows, cartoons, etc. I don't know what generic Sonic is. He is a little generic in the first movie. I think in movie 2 and 3, he actually kind of evolves a little bit, where he's kind of a conglomeration of different Sonics. So to me, there's not one true generic Sonic where I'm like, oh, he's imitating that one. Like, I thought they did a good job in Sonic 3, actually, with his character. Yes, I know you want the plush, the Pac-Man plush. So to answer your question, I do like the way they portrayed the characters. Oh, hey, Beck's firing shots. You know what? I gotta give Sega some props, because the new Sonic Racing game looks really good, and the new Shinobi game looks freaking fantastic. Now, those are the only 2 projects I know of right now from them, but I think... Yeah, no, Sonic 3 was great. Honestly, I think Jim Carrey might have been one of the weaker parts of Sonic 3, which I didn't think I'd be saying, but... Like, in the first movie, Jim Carrey was the best part of the movie, by far. And by the third one, I actually thought he was one of the worst parts. I mean, it wasn't bad, but... I did see the Mario movie. And yes, I think the Mario movie does a better job in terms of, like, putting that game universe into a movie. It's not even debatable with the music and everything. I mean, I was a Shinobi fan back in the 90s. Not like a huge Shinobi fan, but it's just nice to see Sega putting their attention on other IPs. Mark of the Ninja? Is that another... It's not a Shinobi game. I mean, I haven't played every Shinobi game. The last one was on 3DS back in 2011. I did play that one. I am Dr. Robotnik and you're not. Yeah, Sonic Movie 3 was weird because, in terms of Jim Carrey's role, because initially, they didn't even know if Jim Carrey would be in the movie. I think they prepared a script where he wasn't in it. And that's why more of the story focuses on Shadow. But then when they put Robotnik in it, he's almost in it too much. It's like, I thought Jim Carrey didn't want to do this, and now they're making the whole movie like the Robotnik movie, which I'm fine with. But, like I said, it's just kind of weird how he went from not wanting to do it to playing 2 characters. And, like, again, he didn't steal the movie. Like, he's still, you know, Sonic and Shadow are still the main focus, but... Yeah, I'm trying to, like, process all these thoughts here, but... Like, I'll say that about Jim Carrey, is he was still good. I didn't understand. Maybe, I'm guessing it was probably a combination of the writers and Jim Carrey himself saying, hey, let's have Jim Carrey do some really crazy stuff in case this is his last movie. But I think it kind of backfired. But again, it's just a minor nitpick, really. The last 30 minutes of the movie really kind of made the whole movie what it is, if I'm being honest. And I liked the whole movie, but the ending was probably the best ending I've seen. All right, what are we talking about now? We got some kind of ninja stuff. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm not a huge ninja game fan. I just like Shinobi. Maybe because it's like more of just a fighting game than like a stealth game. Let's see. Worst video game movie I ever saw. I really don't watch a lot of video game movies, so if I watch a video game movie, it's probably because I like the game it's based on, which at least gives me some positive bias toward it. Sonic 4, Robotnik comes back. Oh, I thought you didn't see Sonic 3. I don't want to spoil anything, but I mean, yeah, there is a Sonic 4. There will be one. It's already been announced, but I don't want to give away the ending now because you just said you haven't seen them. So Jim Carrey has gone on record as saying he would be open to doing a fourth one, depending on what happens, but again, that's like 2 years or so down the line. I heard the Resident Evil movies were not very good. I heard the Borderlands movie was not very good. Is the Minecraft movie out yet? I think that comes out later. I think worse. Yeah, I'm dead. This is what happens when I'm trying to multitask all these different topics. See, I like I don't want to say I love them, but like, I'm trying to think video game movies I've seen in general. I saw the last Mortal Kombat that came out in 2021. Alright, we got an ad for some best viewers on some bullshit website. But yeah, I like the Mortal Kombat movie from 2021. I like the old Mortal Kombat movies. The Mario movie from 2023 was good. The Sonic movies were good. Like, I know there have been some lousy video game movies, but I just haven't seen them because I'm not, like, a big Resident Evil fan to begin with, so I wasn't going to see the Resident Evil movie. I wasn't going to see, you know, the Borderlands movie because I'm not a big Borderlands fan. And I'm probably not going to see the Minecraft movie because I'm not a Minecraft fan, but they could be a good movie. I didn't see the Ratchet & Clank movie, despite the fact that I do like Ratchet & Clank, but I heard that was just okay. So I guess, well, actually, hold on. There is a contender for worst video game movie, not just for me, but ever. Pokemon, actually, Pokemon the first movie was great. If we're talking about, like, I guess it's a video game movie. I mean, it was based on the cartoon show, but that was a great movie, Pokemon the first movie. I didn't see all the Pokemon movies. I know there were a lot of them. I saw the first two, I think. I got too many things here. What the hell are we talking about again? Like, what the movies we hate or whatever? Oh, the original Mario movie. The Mario movie from 1993. The one that, you know, some people love it, some people hate it. I hate it. I think it's a really bad movie. It's not Mario. It's some guy dressed up like Mario, and Bowser's some politician or something. Detective Pikachu was good. I guess that would be a video game movie because it's not really based on... It's not based on the anime. It is very much based on the video game universe, just with a different spin on it. I heard they might make another one of those, although I don't know how, based on the ending of the first one. I like that, you know, Mewtwo was in it, and they had other popular Pokemon. So, like, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just, like, a little more forgiving. I just feel like video game movies aren't as bad as people say, but I also don't watch a lot of them. I only watch ones based on video games I like. The first Hitman movie, see, I didn't even know they made a Hitman movie, but I'm not surprised. It seems like a great movie to make, like, an action thing of. Oh, shit. What about Uncharted? Did anybody see Uncharted, the movie? That seems like one they could make a good movie of. I mean, they already did. It's called Indiana Jones, but... Also, Tomb Raider. I'm trying to remember if Tomb Raider was a movie first, then a game, or the other way around. Because there have been a number of Tomb Raider movies and games. .007 well, I mean, that's another confusing one because, yeah, there's been obviously a lot of .007 movies and also .007 games, some of which aren't based on the movies, so what does that count as? Interesting gray area there. I've seen like maybe 2 007 movies. I've actually played more 007 games than I've seen movies. But either way, I mean, I'm not really qualified to say. Working on a really? Alright. I'm surprised we haven't heard about a new 007 movie in a while. What was the last one? Quantum of Solace? Or no, there was another one after Quantum of Solace. I think it was the last Daniel Craig one. I think they've already said Daniel Craig. It's not coming back. I could be wrong on that, though. Sonic 06 movie. I was honestly afraid that they were going to. Because, you know, Sonic Movie 3, spoilers, is based on Sonic Adventure 2, which to me is the best Sonic story in the series. Which, those of you who may or may not know, hey, it's Clank. Sonic Adventure 2 is the last Sonic game to come out on Dreamcast, so it wouldn't be illogical for them to move on to Sonic 06, which came out like 4 years later. But the problem with that game is, and yeah, it's not a good game. It actually had a decent story, but I don't know how the hell they would do that story with the cast they have. You actually wouldn't need Robotnik for it. Like, Robotnik is in Sonic 06, but he's not really the main villain. You could do it without Jim Carrey. But unfortunately, it would still be a movie about Sonic 06, which is not the best story. Like, it's an okay story. It's probably one of the better stories post SA2. But there's a reason why SA2 had the best story, and I think it made one of the best movies. I would rather see, like, a Shadow... Well, actually, they might make a Shadow spin-off series based on the Shadow game. I'd rather watch that, and that's not a great story either, but it's still better than Sonic 06. Which, again, Sonic 06, I feel like I'm a little tainted because, just how bad the freaking... Okay, do you want me to spoil the movie or not? Because you're saying things that make me feel like you've seen the movie. It's also weird that you know who Amy Rose is, if you're not a Sonic fan. Then again, everybody knows what Sonic 06 is because of how notoriously bad it was. And I do think at some point, depending on how far these franchises go, they really did see that. I do think we might see a Sonic 06 adaptation at some point. Well, Amy Rose is going to be in Sonic Movie 4. That's why I thought you were saying that. Which, really, I'm surprised it took this long, but I'm actually okay with them waiting. In fact, I'm kind of glad they did. I mean, I like Amy as a character, but people were like, oh, bring in Amy, bring in Amy. I'm like, well, maybe they should bring in, like, Knuckles first. Like, what the hell's the point of this again? Am I trying to just what am I trying to do? Yeah, you can spoil the Knuckles show. I mean, I've seen it. Unfortunately. What am I trying? I don't know what I'm trying to do. Oh, I'm trying to destroy these stupid blocks. This is a really dumb one. Yeah, seriously. That's the only spoiler you'll need or get. You've now seen the show. Wait, I just qualified? I hit like one thing. Sonic titles only like 5 minutes like they did with Jaws. No 6 reference. They did have the Flames of Disaster. You're right about that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he uses the Flames of Disaster in Sonic Movie 3, which is the only explanation I can have for why Knuckles was able to break that force field, because he really shouldn't have been able to. Ooh, I would actually really like a Metroid movie. Which is funny to say, because the one Metroid game that had a movie-like story was awful, which is Metroid Other M. But if they could find, you know, a better actor to play Samus and actually, like, make her a better character, I think that would be a great movie. I don't know what game they base it on, but I'd watch that. They are making a Zelda movie, which I could take or leave, but I know obviously Zelda's a big franchise for Nintendo. But, yeah, give me a Metroid movie, but I mean, it would have to be done really well. Like, they'd have to get that environment, they'd have to get, get some really cool shots from behind the visor like they did with Iron Man, like get some like first-person Metroid Prime stuff going on. I'd love that. Yes, Metroid Prime was a great game. I was gonna say, I would not be surprised if Metroid was in the works at some point. It would be hard to do. There'd be a lot of CGI, there'd be a lot of like, there aren't a lot of characters in the Metroid universe, like obviously there's Samus, they'd have to invent some characters, which never goes well in those kind of movies. And then, obviously Ridley would have to be in it, but what would Ridley look like? He'd be like this big hulking lizard thing. It could be a really good movie, but that's interesting you'd go in that order. I mean, I kind of know why, but... Well, no, actually, no, because Metroid Prime 1 directly sets up Prime 2. Hunters does not count. Well, no, I'm not counting Hunters either. I'm glad I got another Metroid fan on the chat. Oh, I hate Hoopsie Legends. If you're saying God no because they're Hoopsie Legends, I completely agree. I'm not excited for Hoopsie Legends. Twisted Metal, that's another show I wanted to see. I also didn't know they made a Monster Hunter movie, if I'm being completely honest. It used to be like video game movies were a novelty. Now it's like every video game gets one. It's probably Fall Guys doesn't have one. Oh, I see. Oh, you put 2 at your... See, 2 is actually my least favorite. 1's my favorite. One to me is the best. What am I doing again? I have to jump in these stupid hoops. Never liked this one. Stuff like that's why I never liked this one. But, no, I love Metroid Prime 1. Metroid Prime 2, I just didn't... I don't know why I didn't like it. I have to try it again. Metroid Prime 3 I liked, just not as much as 1. Yeah, I am looking forward to 4, though. I'm kind of going into 4 with, like, an open mind, like, I'm kind of, like, wiping the slate, because I just don't know... It's been so long. I mean, the last Metroid Prime game was 2007, so I'm just going into it as if, like, it's a whole new thing, which it is. I don't know if it's going to pick up from where Dread left off. I don't know if it's going to be, like, a sequel to Hunters. I have no idea. But... yeah, I'm kind of going into Metroid Prime 4 as if it's, like, kind of the first game of a new franchise, even though it's the 4th game, but... I feel like they're going to approach it like that, because it's been so long, they kind of need to reintroduce these characters now. So, I'm kind of excited to see what they do. I really don't like this minigame. Got it. If the rumored Switch 2 mouse mode is real, What? Yeah, what is that? I've heard that the Joy-Cons can be taken off and turned into like a mouse. It's late, I can't write anymore. Every movie... Yeah, I also don't understand a lot of the sentence. Oh, this is one that I won before. Yeah, I don't know what the mouse mode is. Like, I saw that it's cool that they're doing something else with the Joy-Cons other than just to have them, but... What is it? Okay, Darksage knows more about Sonic than he's letting on, because he's naming, like, a lot of obscure games now. So, I'm starting to think Darksage is sitting there playing some, like, Sonic, like, R right now or something, because he's like, oh, yeah, I don't like Sonic, so how about Amy Rose? What if they brought in Mephiles? I'm like, what? Bonus points if anyone knows what Mephiles is from. And I have no way to award these bonus points, by the way. This game is literally just a laser jump rope type of thing. Oh, shit! I'm dead. Yes, the Joy-Cons have a mouse sensor on the side. You can use them on the side like a mouse. My mom. Mephiles is your mom? Yeah, well, that's a twist I did not see coming. I know of Sonic because I played Adventure 2 and Heroes, but was not a fan. No, it is kind of funny that, like, a lot of people, even non-Sonic fans, have played those two games, or at least one of them, like Sonic Adventure 2 or Heroes, because they came out around, like, the early 2000s. So, I mean, 3D platformers were a lot more popular then, so I feel like almost everybody at least tried one Sonic game, and it was usually one of those two. Which, I mean, hey, if you didn't like them, that's fair. I mean, I like them, but I can understand that. Sliding on the table. I saw that, but I don't really know what that means. Like, so they're just gonna, like, I'm gonna be playing a game, and I can just start, like, using an arrow like a PC. Like, if it has some kind of web browser functionality, I could see that being useful. Otherwise, I don't really know what that does. It's something. I mean, I'll give him credit for that. Where's No, Shadow the Hedgehog's actually not as bad as people say. It's just more convoluted. I'd say Sonic 06 still. As far as mainline Sonic games, there's some spin-offs that are kind of lousy, but of the mainline Sonic games, and Sonic 06 at the time was supposed to be like this big deal. Like, you know, it looked like a big budget game when they first announced it for Xbox 360. It was supposed to be like a reboot of the series. It had great cutscenes. It had like a story where they really did try, for better or worse. It wasn't the best story, but they really did try, God bless them. Had great music, but it's like everything in the game, like the actual game part of it, sucked. They were like, the loading screens were terrible, the physics were awful, the enemies were terrible, like everything else about the game was awful. So I'd say that's the worst Sonic game. Although Sonic Forces, believe it or not, is not far behind. And Sonic Forces is infinitely more playable. But Sonic Forces, to me, is so boring, it's actually bad. Like, Sonic 06, for all of its glitchiness, has a few fun moments. Sonic Forces, like, wasn't intended to be fun. It was just intended to be playable. If that makes sense. Like, Sonic Forces was a game they made where they're like, we just want people to be able to play this from point A to point B. They really didn't care if it was fun doing it. But you can play it and not encounter a lot of issues. Does that mean it's a good game, though? No. I actually think it's a very bad game because of that. Sonic 06 kind of tried to take some chances that, you know, didn't all pay off, but there were some decent levels in there. Sonic Forces is like, here you go, whatever. Keeps pumping out games, and then... Yeah, well, you're talking about sports games, too. Sports games are purposely what's the word, like, every other year or so. Like, there's purposely entries in sports games. Like, that's just how they do it. I mean, I agree we don't need one every year, but Madden's not going to all of a sudden start putting one out every 5 years. Like, to me, that's one of those where, as the consumer, I decide not to buy every Madden. You know, like, I'll buy maybe a Madden every 5 or 10 years. I don't need one every year. You know, like, I'll buy them when, like, all the big players have retired, and now I need, like, a new roster, maybe. I mean, even the WWE games, and I'm not the biggest WWE fan, but, you know, I bought WWE 22. If it wasn't for the fact that 24 was on PlayStation Plus, I probably wouldn't buy another one for a few more years. Like, I don't need an updated one every other year or whatever, or every year. But they put them out, and you're not obligated to buy them. If you're that much of a fan, you'll buy every year. I just don't. Doesn't mean the games are bad. I don't need the same game again with some slightly upgraded things. That's, you know, just how it is. You know, I can't speak to how different every iteration is because I don't play. That's the word I was looking for, iterations. I can't, you know, some of them probably are better than others, but it's whatever. I used to buy sports games a lot more often. Now I buy one like every few years because, I mean, I'm not going to spend $70 on the same thing again. regardless of how good it might be. Like, but, you know, with that said, you know, while Madden 25 might not be that much different from Madden 24, Madden 30 might be different from Madden 24, so then I'd probably buy it. Like, you know, enough time goes by. I really don't like. Why did I get this game 2 runs in a row? That was just luck. Ouch! Ooh, that was weird. Yeah, remasters, you guys, I mean, anyone who's watched my streams, which isn't everybody here, but most people know my thoughts on remasters. Good or bad, I just don't like them. Like, I mean, there's some that are better than others, but just the idea, I think it's the idea of the remaster that gets me, not necessarily how it's done. Some remasters are really well done, but even just the fact that it's a thing, to me, just always got on my nerves. Not on my nerves, but just, it's not a great idea. I don't know, it depends on what it is. I'm not a big remaster guy again. Maybe it's just because I'm just kind of burned out on Sega and their whole, like, classics approach, like how they keep bringing back the same game again and again. What the hell is happening right now? I freaking hate Hoopsie Legends so much. Sonic Adventure 2 remaster. That was already done. They already did that. They've done that, like, twice. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's remastered, like, built from the ground up, I would at least be interested in it. I'm not going to lie and say I wouldn't be, but in general, I don't get up for remasters. Doesn't mean it's never happened, but for the most part, it's a safe bet that I'm not going to go as crazy about a remaster. There have been a few exceptions. I'd say Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is one I was really excited about, mainly because I didn't own a PS1 back in the day, so I never played those originals, so to me it felt like a new game. I knew it wasn't, but it felt like a new game. GTA Remastered, I mean, that might have happened too. I honestly don't know. I feel like you're just throwing things out there. Some of them might have happened, some of them might not have. I'm not going to claim I know every remaster there's ever been. I see your point, though. You know, I buy some of them. I'll buy... My rule with remaster is I'll buy it if I don't own the original. Like, if I don't own the original game and I'm curious about it, I'll buy it. But I'm not going to buy one like GTA, like, if I even own the original GTA. I wouldn't buy that, because I also wasn't that interested in it the first time. But maybe it's a good remaster. I don't know. I also don't think that's such a thing, but... Anyway. You play Avowed. I don't even know what that is. I wish I knew what that was. I don't know what it is. That's not the new Doom game, is it? Unfortunately, I will not be streaming Tuesday for personal reasons. But I also don't know what that is. God damn it. There's also very, 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 very few games that I play day one. Like, I mean very few. Then obviously it happens, but even games that I like Astrobot I got day one, Sonic Frontiers day one, Sonic Shadow Generations day one, Crash 4 day one, but I mean, what is this, like 5 games out of like however many games have come out in the last 5 years? Like, I mean, even games I like, I'll buy maybe the month they come out, the week they come out, but day one, that's strong. Especially for an RPG, you already know how I am with RPGs. Not saying it won't be a good game, but I can't think of the last time I bought an RPG day one. Wait, I can. Never. Like, and I do like a few RPGs, but not enough for day one. About 7 games came out in the last 5 years. Yeah, well, by my logic, I guess so. Here's a game I bought day one that you really wouldn't... Well, I mean, you would expect it, but it's not a day one purchase for most people. Streets of Rage 4. I bought that day one. So, I mean, there are some lesser-known games I will buy day one, but day one to me is pretty special. Like, there are very few games I buy day one. That's just me, though. I don't see Avowed making that list. Although, I mean, I guess if it's free, maybe. Same thing with the new Doom game. If that's on Game Pass day one, that's one. Metroid Prime 4, depending on what console it comes out. If it comes out on Switch 2 and I don't have a Switch 2, then that's kind of not going to happen, but if it's available on Switch 1, I might get it. I might wait until I get a Switch 2, but... Well, yeah, I know. But I also don't know how interested I am in the core product to begin with. Actually, Metroid, we were just talking about Metroid. Metroid Dread was one. That was a day one. And then you want to talk about day one as far as, like, midnight. There's even fewer. I got Sonic Frontiers right at midnight. That was obviously a download because I wanted to have it, like, right as soon as it came out. I had also been waiting 5 years for a new Sonic game at that point. Crash 4, believe it or not, was midnight. That was a midnight download for me. What else? There was one other one that was midnight that was more recent. It wasn't Astrobot. I got that later in the day. I don't know. There are very few games I get up for, like, right away. That doesn't mean there's not games I like, but, like, I can generally wait for them. But yeah, Crash 4 was midnight. Metroid Dread was not midnight, but it was a game. That was a really fun game. Turtles, did I get... I don't know if I got Shredder's Revenge day one. I got it, not at midnight, but I did get it pretty quick. It might have been day one. If not day two, I did get it very early on. I don't know why this is so important to me now. I'm trying to think of games that I played day one or midnight release. I've had very few midnight streams. I like midnight streams. I think the idea of it's pretty cool that, like, oh, this game's coming out, let's get it immediately. The only game I can think of for that would be, like, Metroid Prime 4. You know what? I would not be completely surprised if it's not... Like, it'll have something to do with Metroid Prime, but I could see it going off in its own direction, especially if it's a spin-off or a sequel to Dread. Reclaim the lead in TikTok Shock. I didn't know I had the lead in it. Also, who the hell's Josh Molzner? More right now. I figured Bex or someone else would have the lead for that course. I didn't really speedrun that thing. Yeah, I mean, the trailer for Metroid Prime 4, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, it does show some characters that look like they're from, like, Metroid Federations or something, so it's possible that we're looking at a different kind of story, or any story, because I don't even know the stories for half the Metroid games. That's after playing them all, too. I really don't know the story for a lot of them. Metroid Dread actually had a pretty good story, because there was one that I could follow. Which is why, whether it's Prime 4 or another game, I do want to see a follow-up to Dread. Like, you can't just end on that cliffhanger. Well, I guess you can, but it's actually a very sad way to end the series if that is going to be like the last game chronologically. This game's just alright. This is another one of those, like, collect the things type of games. Well, I don't know how I... I'll write more to that. How do you reference... The thing with the Metroid games is they purposely don't really have much of a story. Like, the story is what you find in the world. Like, there's, like, some lore building, but, like... What are they going to be like? Here's where Metroid Prime 4 was. Like, unless they go back to Talon 4, which I think is where Metroid Prime 1 was, I don't think you're going to see, like, a direct reference, other than the gameplay style being similar. That's what I meant when I said I'm more looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 just being a new Metroid game. Like, yeah, obviously I want it to be a reference to the originals, but if it's not, it still could be a fun game. Like, we'll see, though. It could be both. It could be, like, a new game, but also, you know, references 2 and 3, whatever. We'll see. I mean, they haven't even announced a release date on Metroid Prime 4 yet, other than 2025, which could be, you know, the summer, could be the winter, could be... I don't think it comes out before, like, June, to be honest. I mean, then again, how long have we been waiting for Metroid Prime 4? Like, I mean, I'll wait another few months. They literally announced it in 2017. Like, it was supposed to be, like, a Switch title, like a mid-generation Switch title. So with Phazon... Well, yeah, I'm 90% sure that the Phazon suit's gonna return. I hope so, anyway. That would be kind of dumb not to have it. And yeah, I assume maybe Metroid Prime, like the actual creature, will come back in some form, or Dark Samus. Okay, I don't know why I'm following these guys. I'm clearly not going to get anything that way. Got it. Ooh, Kraid hasn't been in the Metroid Prime game, has he? I know, Ridley was. Obviously, Ridley was in all three. I don't think I've seen Kraid in a 3D game. I saw him in Dread, although I think that was like a clone of him, but... I mean, I love Kraid. I wouldn't be, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if he's not in it, to be honest. Kraid just seems to get shafted more often than not. But I like Kraid. Obviously, he's one of the original villains, Ridley and Kraid. Mother Brain. I mean, how far do we want to go with this? Just bringing back old Metroid villains. Although, I don't know where Metroid Prime takes place in the timeline. It might take place early enough in the series that those characters would still be alive. Because I think, what, did Ridley die in Metroid 3, I think? Which is Super Metroid? Because he's technically not in... He's not in Dread, which surprised the hell out of me. He is in Metroid Fusion, which is Metroid 4, but he's like a Meta Ridley or Ridley X. Like, it's not really him, it's a clone of him. Which I think they did in Metroid Dread with Kraid. So I think the real Ridley has been dead since Super Metroid, which is Metroid 3. Which is funny because you kill him in every game, so really, how do you survive Metroid 1 and 2? Well, Metroid... Samus Returns is, Metroid 2. So, oh, that's right, because there's like the baby Metroid, right? The baby Metroid from the end of Metroid 2. Or was that Super Metroid? I'm getting my fucking storylines messed up. Yeah, the fusion suit was Metroid 4, obviously. And Metroid 5 was Dread. Except before she gets this fusion suit. Well, yeah, because she would have... Okay, yeah. She gets the fusion suit out of necessity after the baby Metroid, or... Not the baby Metroid, the X eats through her suit or whatever. The X parasite. I know some Metroid lore. It's been a while. But Metroid is my favorite Nintendo franchise. Not Mario. Not Zelda. Not even F-Zero, and I do love F-Zero. It's funny, because I'm such a big platforming fan, you would just assume my favorite Nintendo thing would be Mario, but it's not. Yeah, I've always loved the Metroid universe. I love the music, I love the character designs. I actually love that the story is so kind of ambiguous. Yeah, no, I know. I know the series. See, the Metroid... Okay, Prime series is the one that I was always kind of iffy on. Like, I knew the first one took place... The first Metroid Prime took place after Metroid 1, obviously. But I didn't know after that where the other ones took place. Metroid 2, Metroid Prime series, then Fusion. Wait, where's Super Metroid? Isn't Super Metroid, Super Metroid's after Metroid Prime, then? Because I know at this point Dread is the latest thing in the series, which actually I thought was a really fitting conclusion to that story, either way. If they make another one or not, in terms of another mainline entry. So then I guess Kraid could be alive. I mean, I don't know why we haven't seen him in the other ones. Whoa, I don't know how I dodged that. Oh, got it! Crown! That's my third crown of the stream. A new record. Is after Prime, but before... Okay, that's what I figured. Because, yeah, you kind of need Prime, or you kind of need Super to happen to get the Fusion because of the ending of Super. Okay. Yeah, it's a little confusing. But that's why I like it. I like that there's technically only 5 mainline Metroid games, with the Prime games being kind of in between, but the mainline series starts with, 1 to 5. And even with that, there's all these, like, little things in between. Damn it, I gotta play Super Metroid again. I think out of the original 5, 2 is my least favorite. I don't hate it, but... I don't care about the Zelda timeline. I mean, I know it's a very confusing timeline, but... I would say Metroid 2 is probably my least favorite of the originals. Metroid 1 would have been, but Metroid Zero Mission makes it pretty good, actually, so... I'd say my favorite might actually be Dread out of the 5. Dread, then Fusion, then probably Super. Wait, do I put Super? I don't know if I might put Super above 4. I'd have to go back. I love Fusion though. Actually, Fusion might be better than Dread. Damn it! Nah, Dread was so good though. The controls made it like a little bit better, I think. They were all really good though. I mean, even 2, it's not great, but it's still pretty good. Again, mainly because of the 3DS remake of it. I know we were talking about remakes. And funny enough, I only like Metroid 1 and 2 because of the remade versions, Zero Mission, Return of Samus. Because the original Game Boy one was kind of whatever. Yeah, Super is really good. It's hard to go get Super. Ooh, Prime. See, if we're incorporating the Prime games, I kind of put those as a separate thing. But if we're counting the Prime games, I might actually put Prime as my favorite. The original Prime. After that, 2 and 3 kind of probably don't slot that high, but the original Prime I might put above all of them. Then Super. Well, no, see, I wouldn't go Super that high. I would definitely go Fusion. I love Dread. I don't know why. I love Dread. Actually, I want to replay that too. Damn it. Before, like, Prime 4 comes out, I might just replay a lot of those old ones. Like, I literally, like, can't play the freaking original Metroid anymore. Like, if I play it, I have to play Zero Mission. Like, I cannot go back to NES Metroid. It's not even the graphics. It's just the whole map system and everything. It's just awful. The controls and everything are so much better in Zero Mission. And there's a map. Oh, but no, Metroid Prime Pinball is excellent. Metroid Prime Pinball, I love that game. I wish there was a way to port that to something else, but I know because of the two-screen system and the way it was designed, that might be hard to do, but I love Metroid Prime Pinball. I really do. I'm also a big pinball fan, so that's not that surprising. I used to play that game for hours, trying to get, like, as many, like, artifacts or whatever. That's a great game. It's one of my favorite DS games, actually. It's better than the actual Metroid games on DS, like, Federation or whatever. Or Pinball, not Pinball, Hunters. I actually didn't hate Hunters, but Prime Pinball is just so good. Can't believe I found another another Metroid fan. But I did. Metroid Prime Pinball. It's my favorite from, like, that era, because Metroid kind of didn't have a lot coming out at that point. Like, I mean, it had Prime 3, but I mean, Other M sucked. I'd put Prime Pinball above Other M, and that's an actual Metroid game. I don't even know if that game is canon. Like, I don't think that game's even in the canon, because it's basically like a retelling of Metroid 1. But, no, Prime Pinball is probably higher on my list than it should be. But yeah, that was a time, I mean, there was really no Metroid content for a while. Like, you know, Metroid Prime Pinball was like 2005. Prime 3 was 2007, then he had Other M in 2010, and that was kind of it for a while. I mean, Dread didn't come out till 2021. Trust me, I would love to. I would love to. I could easily fill a 2 or 3 hour stream. I don't think I have a way to play it, though. Unless it got re-released on Wii U, which it might have. I'd have to look into that, but I don't think the Wii U shop is active anymore. Like, I can't stream off my DS. I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. I mean, I would love to play Metroid Prime Pinball. Like, on stream. I'll play it anyway. I might play it after this stream. I got my 3DS. Yeah, it seems like I've been getting a lot of the same games now. For a while there, I was getting some different mini-games, but now, not so much. More, right now. But yeah, Metroid Prime Pinball is great. I don't know how good I'd be at it. I used to be really good at it, but I've not played it in a long time. Yeah. Choose in thrilling laps. Seriously, Space Pirates and Ridley Metroid Prime Pinball story takes a detour plays pinball. I mean, I assume it's supposed to be based on the first Metroid Prime game because you fight all the bosses from that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really take it that seriously as a story for the pinball one. I don't care though. It was great. It's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it's freaking Morph Ball Samus as a pinball, but it works so well. Whoa! 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 Alright. Oh, I love that game. I'm also just a big pinball... Like, there are very few pinball games I don't like. But that's one I actually love because it's not just pinball, but it's a... You know... It's based on a franchise I really like, so... It would have to screw up pretty badly for me not to like it. But there's so much to it. Like, compared to what it is, they really could have just phoned it in. But, like, no, there's a lot to do in that game. Probably more than I've even done. Like, I've beaten the game. Like, I got to the last level or whatever, or last boss and beat it, and then got to, like, part 2 where the levels are just more difficult. Yeah, it's a great game. Yes, had some really good games, though. That's one thing I miss, you know, obviously since the Switch came out. We don't get any more, like, Nintendo portable consoles. We don't get any portable consoles, but, like, some of those, like, portable games... Obviously, you weren't going to see, like, Metroid Prime Pinball on a freaking, like, you know, Nintendo Wii or whatever. Like, that was never meant to be a full console game, but on a portable, it definitely worked. Like, and that's the thing. You're not going to see those games anymore, you know? Like, the pinball games, the party spin-off games. Like, you'll see them once in a while, but... Generally, you know... The games that were made specifically for Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS were really good in their own ways. They weren't, you know, like 40-hour epic games, but they were really good games. But you're just not going to see those anymore. Is there a Halo pinball? There might be. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the Xbox consoles had one. Surprisingly, Microsoft never had a portable. Like, there was the PSP and the DS. They never had, like, an Xbox portable, though. Maybe they did, and I missed it. I don't know. Not saying you only have to do those games on portable, though. That is true. Tetris is a game that you would think would only do well on portable consoles, but they release it on main consoles all the time. Tetris Effect, I remember. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tetris is just one of those things that never goes out of style. It's a very addicting game. And I had a few. I don't know if I traded some of them in, but I had a lot of versions of Tetris at one point. Well, yeah, it's like both a remaster and a new game at that point. Because, I mean, how much can you really do with Tetris other than just improve the graphics? Yeah, that's a fun game. I mean, a lot of puzzle games are like that, though. I like Bust a Move. I don't know if they still make Bust a Move, but that was a fun one for me. Or Bubble Bobble, whatever it was called. Oh, again with the Treasure Trove. Now I feel like they're just recycling the same 5 or 6 games. I don't know if that's a way they do this. Like, every hour they cycle through different games. Because it does feel like for the past hour I've been playing the same conglomerate of games, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, Parappa the Rapper. That's a throwback. I never got into those games, but I know some people did. And what games they might have been. It's funny, because Astrobot reminds you of all those games. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Like the freaking mosquito game or whatever. Like, I don't know, Jumpin' Flash. Oh, damn it. And it's kind of cool how the flippers actually hit those little star things. Like, this one's not bad as far as collection games go. I just don't like collection games. In a game where you play pinball, I highly doubt that they're going to do that. I mean, it'd be cool, but... Well, we'll see. At this point, I just want Prime 4 to be good. Like, if they do anything to make it, like, that good, like, that would be incredible, but I'm not, like, super, like, expecting of that. We'll see, though. It could happen, and probably won't, but it could. Nintendo doesn't really do that, like, with, like, Metroid games. Like, they make them, but they don't, like, do, like, fan service, you know? Like, when a Metroid game comes out, that's it. Like, it's a standalone game. It's finished, like, it's a complete game, but it's not like, you know, oh, here's a little reference to Metroid Prime Pinball, you know? Like, they're just not... They don't... That's like a Mario thing. Like, Mario would have, like, a reference to, like, Mario Paint or something in his game. Metroid just kind of comes out. Like, there's not... I don't get a lot of reverence from Nintendo when it comes to Metroid. Like, they make them... You can tell they put budget into it, they put time into it, but they're not like, oh, look, we threw in an extra pinball mode for, like, the fans of that game. Like, that's just not what they do. There's a lot of franchises where they don't do that. Like, Zelda and Mario are the only ones where they really kind of dig in and put a bunch of references in there. I don't think it's going to suck, but I could see where it's, like, maybe, like, a 7 out of 10. Like, I mean, I didn't think Metroid Prime 2 was all that great, to be honest, but... Yeah, Star Fox, I feel like if they ever did bring it back, which they did, technically, with I almost said Metroid again, with Star Fox Zero, but, like, if they ever brought it back again for a proper new entry, it would probably be a serviceable game, but I don't think they're going to have, like, any cool little references or anything. Like, I just don't get the feeling that Nintendo is all that into those franchises. Like, if they did it, it would be out of fan demand. It wouldn't be because we really want to make a new Star Fox. It would be like, well... We'll roll the dice on this Star Fox game, and if it does well, okay. If it doesn't, whatever. Like, I don't get the feeling there's, like, this team that's just devoted to making Star Fox the best thing it can be, you know? Like, I just don't see it. And I'm not even saying I'm the biggest Star Fox fan, but I do think that franchise deserves more love. I mean, that's what made Nintendo more fun in the 90s, in my opinion, which I hate to say as a Sega fan, but... That is what made Sega vs. Nintendo so interesting, is that you had all these different franchises, not just Sonic and Mario... But all of them, you know, on both sides. And now it just seems like they both Nintendo and Sega have kind of trimmed down to just like Sonic and Mario. I mean, there's some exceptions, but that's why I'm just excited to see a new freaking Shinobi game. Like, I'm not expecting it to compete with anything, but damn, at least they're trying. Yeah, got it again! Hey, yo, what's that, my 4th crown tonight? Well, what about Kid Icarus, though? Kid Icarus on freaking 3DS was a great game. That's my 4th crown. Holy crap. I wasn't sure if I ever got 3 in one stream, but I know I never got 4 in one stream. I know I had 2 in one stream once. Well, that's pretty much it, yeah. Zelda and Mario are a safe bet. And, I mean, it's not like they're bad games either, so they're going to put more of their money into that. The funny thing is, their other franchises aren't bad either. They just don't sell well, and I don't know why. Like, I can't think of too many bad Metroid games outside of Metroid Other M. I mean, what's that other game? Star Fox Zero was kind of a disaster, but that's more the controls. That's actually a game. Out of all the Wii U games they've remastered, that should have gotten a remaster. Star Fox Zero should have gotten a remaster on Switch. And I usually don't say that, but it actually should have. That hot take, but if you're going to remaster a Wii U game, remaster Star Fox Zero, because the controls on that game were unplayable on Wii U, because you had to hold the controller and move the ship around like this, and there was no way to turn it off. So that game could have been good, I'll never know, because I couldn't play the damn thing. I do enjoy Mario 45. Pretty soon Mario 64 is not just going to be the name of the console, it's actually going to be the number of Marios that it's been. Whoa. Oh, there's a slime. Oh, no! Almost looks like a Crash Bandicoot level. Ooh, there's boogers everywhere. Ha! That guy walked right into the boogers. You know, I think they actually stopped making those. I think even Nintendo and Sega got tired of doing those. I don't know how much money they got off of them, but if they do still make them, I don't know, because ouch, because I'd stopped playing them a long time ago. I tried 2010, 2014. After a while, I just stopped playing them. Just because you slap Mario and Sonic on something does not mean I'm gonna get it. Now, if they made a proper Sonic and Mario team-up platforming game, then we got a different conversation. Ouch, got a different conversation here, but I really could care less about a collection of mini-games involving both characters, unless those mini-games were really good, which, spoilers, they were not. For the most part, I mean, they were good for 1 or 2 times, but they didn't keep making it. That's it's not like Madden where there's always something different. Damn, this really is like a Crash Bandicoot level with these little rolly wheels. I kind of like this level. Hey, yo. Princess of Madden. There was a rumor that, not Madden, but that Nintendo was going to have a sports franchise, a real one. They were going to make a baseball game or something. And it never happened. I forget what the name of it was. But they actually were serious about it. It was going to be, real players, real teams. Not like Mario stuff, real baseball. It was 2003 or 4 for GameCube, and it just got canceled. I don't know if it had come out and been successful, maybe they would have made more of them, but that was the only sport I ever heard Nintendo rumored to do, because that is one thing. I mean, not one thing. There's a lot of things Sega did that Nintendo don't. But Sega did have an entire series of sports. They had the Sega Sports series was a big thing from the 90s to, after 90s. They had Sega NHL, they had Sega NFL, Sega Baseball. They had them all. That one kind of goes under the radar, but Sega had a lot of first-party sports games. They had NFL 2K. That's right. Sega had the 2K name before 2K did. I don't know how many people know that. Sega actually, believe it or not, Sega had the 2K name. They sold it to the studio that has it now. NFL 2K, 1 to 5 were Sega. After that, it went to 2K Studios. So we could have had Sega making WWE 2K24 or whatever. I always find that funny that Sega Sports made the first NFL 2K game. I don't know why they sold the name. I really don't. I think because once Madden... Didn't Madden buy, the NFL rights? Once Madden bought the NFL rights, obviously Sega couldn't keep making 2K games. I mean, they could have still made NBA 2K, but whatever. They sold that too. They basically sold the whole thing. But until then, they had made all the NFL 2K games, and then Madden kind of took that out. Because, spoilers, NFL 2K was actually a better game, and Madden couldn't have that. Nintendo presents... I have played the show. The last one I have is 2022, which I do stream once in a while. I don't know. I just always found that funny that Sega actually started 2K Sports. So that is the lasting legacy of Sega Sports. Although, I mean, I doubt anybody from that team is still there anymore. The last Sega Sports game was 2003, I think. Unless you're counting Sega Rally. Sega Rally, I think, was considered Sega Sports. I miss Sega Sports, man. Sega had so many other things. Good job, Sega. Ooh, wow, I kind of got lucky on that one. First place, hey-o. I gotta say, I can't think of that many true Nintendo Sports games. I know they made the Mario ones, and there was, you know, Wii Sports or whatever. Alright, so they did have a real golf one. And I mean, I liked Mario Golf. I haven't tried the Nintendo Golf version, but... yeah, it is what it is. A little Tiger Woods action there. Level over? Did I check Skellington at the end? I think it was. Oh, we've already accomplished more today than we did in that God of War stream. I got 4 crowns. Even if I don't win a crown for the rest of the stream, and I am probably going to wrap up soon. If I don't win a crown for the rest of the stream, I'd say we've accomplished we actually did achieve quite a bit today. Real sports call in. Why would they complain? I don't like this one. Like, I don't think parents are... I mean, if they had, like, bone-crushing injuries in the football game, maybe, but I feel like a Nintendo football game would not be, like, showing blood. Like, I don't see that one. I mean, even, like, official football games, which, by the way, they can't make anyway because Madden owns the NFL license, but even, like, actual Madden games aren't showing people's heads getting crushed. Which doesn't even happen in real football. I mean, yeah, there's injuries, but it's not like that. What is the point of this game again? I'm like, what am I supposed to do in this stupid one? The ones I lose the most are these, where it's not a race, it's just some bullshit. Okay, that was fun. We gotta hit these gumballs with the freaking... I mean, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's been on a cover of Madden. I mean, at some point. I do hate Tom Brady. More hating Tom Brady for the rest of my life. Okay, come on, hit the damn ball. That's not hitting it. Alright, I was hitting it. God damn it, somebody took my chicken ball. What the frick is this nonsense? I mean, I know this game is supposed to be silly, but even this is even a bit much. I like the design of this level. I just wish I didn't have to do this nonsense. I do enjoy Drew Brees. There are a lot of quarterbacks that are better than Brady. I'm sorry. I'm not taking anything... Well, I'm actually taking a lot away from Brady, but... Like, everyone just assumes, oh, Tom Brady's the best. It's like... You guys realize there were like 5 other quarterbacks better than him while he played. Forget about after he played. Like, it's like, Tom Brady's not the only quarterback to ever play. He was good when he wasn't cheating, but I mean, like... The cheating is why he won the Super Bowls. I'm sorry. Like, everyone... Because the only argument anybody has is that he won more Super Bowls. Because he cheated. So yeah, the one thing that set him apart wasn't even legitimate. You know, Tim Tebow was not one of them. You're right about that. Although I didn't hate Tim Tebow like everyone else did, but yeah, he was not like an all-time great, but he also wasn't as bad as you make him sound. People make it sound like Tim Tebow was like the worst quarterback of all time. There are quarterbacks in the league now that should not be in the league, and Tim Tebow, like, is not great, but he's at least better like Daniel Jones or some of the other quarterbacks I've seen. Like, he was not good, but he could run, he could throw the ball once in a while. Ryan Leaf, I know who that is, but I didn't really see him enough to know, but... Jamarcus Russell was a big bust. I remember he was a #1 pick. A lot of #1 picks end up being, like, kind of a bust. You usually have to go to, like, the 4th or 5th quarterback pick to get to the good ones. Like, Aaron Rodgers was not drafted super high for what he became. I mean, some quarterbacks were drafted high. Peyton Manning was a big first-round pick, obviously. Eli Manning, who's, again, not an all-time great, but he was drafted, like, in the top 5 of that year. Ben Roethlisberger was a high draft pick, ended up being pretty good. I don't know where Drew Brees was drafted. I don't think he was drafted super high either. He was originally with the Chargers. Brett Favre, I don't know where he was drafted. Again, these are just ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head, but a lot of high draft picks do not end up being great. Some do. Robert Griffin III, I remember, was supposed to be like the next big thing, and he was for like a year, and then he just fell completely off. And now Jaden Daniels also plays for Washington. Looks like he might be what Robert Griffin III was supposed to be, but we'll see after the first year. I mean, there's a lot of players, not just in football, but sports in general, who, you know, have a really good first year or two and then kind of fall off. It's not unprecedented. I think Tim Tebow was on the Patriots for like a year. He just never played. He was on the Jets, I know. All right, now I see an anti-Patriots argument, so now you're going to confuse me more with this. We'll find out what it is as soon as I try to win. This will be my 5th crown if I win it. I'm not getting my hopes up, but... What's really weird about this particular minigame is they don't tell you how many people are left, like, in the game. Like, the other ones will tell you, like, you know, 1 out of 10 eliminated, 2 out of 10 eliminated. This game doesn't tell you. Oh, shit. Eliminated. Alright, here we go. Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. Johnny Unitas, therefore, you would have been a Patriots fan, Tim Tebow. No, I would not have. So here's the thing. I made this argument before. If we're going to go Super Bowls, let me throw this one by you. Joe Flacco is better than Dan Marino. If we're just going by Super Bowls, Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl, and he played about as long. Dan Marino did not win a Super Bowl, so therefore he sucks. If we want to keep going with this, Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers won 1 Super Bowl. Therefore, without a doubt, Eli Manning is better than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how far do we want to go with this? And I know you could get more ridiculous and say Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, like, etc., but, I mean, even if you want to pick, like, a decent quarterback, like, I would consider Eli Manning a decent quarterback who won 2 Super Bowls. Is he better than Dan Marino, who won none, but was a much better player? I know the answer, but Patriots morons might see it differently. Nolan Ryan, because he struck... Nolan Ryan, I won't say because of that, but didn't he have, like, 7 no-hitters? And he actually has a lot of other records. But yeah, I don't think Nolan Ryan's the best pitcher of all time, but I would at least you could make more of a case for that than Tom Brady being the best quarterback. Because Nolan Ryan, I think, had more records than just strikeouts. He had a lot of feats that have not been duplicated. And I'm not saying Nolan Ryan's the best. That's actually a tough discussion, who the best pitcher is of all time. There's a lot of really good pitchers. Some pitchers had shorter careers, but were really dominant during them, like Sandy Koufax. Other ones had longer careers, like Nolan Ryan. Maybe they weren't as dominant, but they had more stuff, so... Oh, Bob Gibson, that's a good pick. That's funny, because I assume you don't like the Cardinals. But, yeah, Bob Gibson was great. Obviously, I wasn't alive for his career, but, yeah, he had, like, sub-2 ERAs, like, many, many years. Great pitcher. But, I mean, yeah, you can go a number of ways with pitching, you know. ERA, strikeouts, obviously the whole package. You need to kind of be a good pitcher, but... That's a little... See, baseball, you notice you don't get that. You don't get that in baseball. Like, you don't get, like, you know, Derek Jeter's the best because he won more World Series. Like, I mean, there are people who think Derek Jeter's the best, but they usually don't use the World Series. Like, you don't hear, like, oh, David Ortiz only won 3 World Series and this guy won 4. Like, you don't... Like, in football, it's literally just how many Super Bowls did the guy win? Even in basketball, it's the same thing. Like, how many championships did Michael Jordan have versus this person? Like, I get it. The championships are a big deal. They're important. But, like, that shouldn't be the only thing we use. Because, yeah, good players are going to be on good teams. That's just how it works. And good teams are going to win championships more often than bad teams. Like, this is not rocket science. You know, like, the reason why some of these other players didn't win is because they were on bad teams. Or maybe they were on good teams and they just didn't win 2 games or whatever. Like, I don't know how people can be so black and white about it. Like, oh, you know, Tom Brady was on a team in the 2014 Patriots who won a Super Bowl because the coach on the other team didn't run the ball and they threw an interception, which had nothing to do with Brady, but Brady won that game. Someone explain that one to me. Like, it's not just that game either. But it's like, you know, we all want to do, like... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, David Ortiz is better because he had 3 rings. Even if he just had 1 ring, he'd be better than Ted Williams. But again, I feel like in baseball, it's a lot more forgivable if you don't win a World Series. Like, I mean, how many great Cubs players didn't win a World Series? How many great Royals players? Actually, I think George Brett did win a World Series, but you know what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of great players who either didn't win a World Series or maybe they won 1. And maybe they won that one, like, at the very end of their career. Like, I think Paul Molitor won, like, a World Series at the end of his career. But, like, people don't frown on that. Like, it's like, well, somebody was a great player for 15, 20 years. Yeah, they might not have had 5 World Series or whatever, but that's also not a thing. Like, this whole dynasty thing is more of a football, basketball thing where, you know, if you're like Steph Curry, you have all the rings or whatever, they kind of overlook other things. And again, I'm not saying Michael Jordan's not a great player anyway, but I don't think you need to use championships to make that point. Like I said, I mean, good players are going to be on good teams. Now, it's one thing if, you know, a player just completely sucks and doesn't make any championships or whatever. I get that, like. But, I mean, you mentioned Bob Gibson. I don't know how many World Series he won. I want to say it was 2 or 3. I know he beat the Red Sox, and I think he beat the Yankees, too, with the Cardinals. But my point being, like, yeah, chances are if you're a great player, you're going to be in position to win championships. That doesn't mean you will, because a lot of things could happen, but yeah, I guess at minimum you should be in the position to win one, and I think there are a lot of players who fit that criteria. Look at Josh Allen right now in the NFL. Like, he's a great quarterback. He hasn't won anything, but he's been in a position to win. He's been to AFC title games. He's been to, you know, playoff games. His team consistently wins the division. So, I mean, if you're a great player, you're going to be on great teams. That doesn't guarantee you a championship, though. Similarly, you look at like Joe Flacco or whatever, who had a great defense that year with the Ravens. They only won that one Super Bowl, but they won it. Was it because of him? I don't know, but he was on the team. He was the quarterback the year they won it. Cal Ripken Jr., did he win? I know you're probably looking for 0, but I thought he won one with like the 83 Orioles. I could be wrong on that. I know he did not win a lot, if he ever won at all, but because a lot of the Orioles teams he were on were not that good, but the 80s Orioles, at least the early 80s, were pretty good. Oh, Speed Slider. I've not played this one in a while. But yeah, I get what you're saying. He played a lot of games. He did not win more than one World Series, if he even won that many. Honestly, you don't have to convince me, because I'm not into this whole championship talk. I mean, you don't have to tell me that a player is only defined by the number of rings they have, because generally not. Otherwise, Robert Horry would be the best NBA player, because I think he has like 10 rings or something, because he's been on so many teams that won. But anyway. It's pretty fun, although it's pretty basic. You just kind of speed slide your way down, and, well, that's it. Whee! Whee! Oh, crap! Oh, no, whee! I lied, it's whee! Don't you know the old show? Oh, no, I do. I'm not saying I know all of them, but, like, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I mean, aren't we, like, the same age? Like, I don't know how old you are. I'm not going to ask, but, like, you're not, like, an old man. Like, I figure we kind of grew up in a similar generation. I don't think you saw the 85 Royals win the World Series. I think you saw the 15 Royals win the World Series, and that was probably it. But, yeah, I don't, you know, I was born in the 80s, so, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I didn't see. I didn't see Pete Rose play. I didn't see Mike Schmidt play. I know who he is, though. He was on the Phillies. I don't know how many World Series he won, but I know he was on some good teams. The problem is only so many teams, and I know this is obvious, but only so many teams can win the championship. Like, you know, the A's were kind of a dynasty in the 70s. You had the A's and the Cincinnati Reds in the 70s winning World Series. So anybody who's not those two teams was already out of, like, 6 World Series. You know, the Yankees won some in the 70s. I think the Dodgers won one in the 80s. Like, only, you know, one team a year wins the thing. So you could be a player like, you know, Mike Schmidt or whoever, and, well, Johnny Bench did win World Series because he was on the Big Red Machine, but that's my whole point is, you know, there is such a thing as dynasties in sports. Just because you weren't on that team doesn't mean you were a bad player or that was a bad team. That's just, unfortunately, that's how things go. That's how I felt. Even with the Celtics, I thought the Celtics kind of got screwed for being, you know, kind of coming into their own as LeBron James was on the Cavs making the finals every year. It's like, well, you kind of have to wait for LeBron James to leave when he went to the Lakers before the Celtics could become a legitimate Eastern Conference contender. That's just the way it goes sometimes. It doesn't mean the Celtics were a bad team. It just means they always had the Cavs in their way. And now the Celtics are kind of in the way of other teams, although it's a little more even now. I actually would not be surprised. I don't know why I just did that. Yep, the Celtics in the 60s were ridiculous. Even, I think it started in the 50s, I think. For like 12 years, they won like 11 out of 13 or 10 out of 11 championships, something crazy like that. Yeah, that's right. The Yankees did not win, obviously, in the 2010s. They didn't win in the 80s. They made it to a World Series in the 80s, but they didn't win it. They obviously won in the 90s quite a lot. They won, I think, 2 World Series in the 2000s. They haven't won since 2009. which I'm more than happy with that. Hope they don't win another one. But yeah, the Celtics, I mean, as much as I love them, they've obviously fallen off in terms of, you know, they're the biggest dynasty in the NBA, or they were. They've won, what, like two world championships in the last 20 years, which, I mean, still is better than most teams, but, you know, people talk about a championship like you're supposed to win one every year. Like, there's teams that haven't won one championship in, like, 40 years. Like, it's not as easy as people think. Like, there are your teams. Well, yeah, Cubs, exactly. I mean, that's an extreme example, but, like, people act like, you know, if you don't win, like, 5 titles out of 10 years, you're not, like, a good team. But, I mean, like, it's hard to win a title. I don't think the Celtics win the title again this year, but that doesn't mean they're going to be a bad team. I think last year's team was obviously the best one I'd seen in a while, but there were other Celtics teams that could have won the title. I mean, it's not that easy. It just, in any sport. So, you know, if the Celtics win 2 or 3 in the next 10 years, I'll be happy with that, because a lot of teams don't win any in 10 years. Or even get to any. Like, it's, I don't know, it's whatever. That's another reason I just didn't like the Patriots fan base, is how spoiled they were and stuff. It's like, there are teams that don't even, like, make the playoffs, and, like, they're just like, oh, you know, we're gonna, like, do all this in the playoffs, and it's like, just be lucky you're in the playoffs, because a lot of teams don't make it. Baseball has 5 World Series, right? Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I will say Mike Trout is one player, and I'm not going to, like, fault him if he never wins a World Series, but, like, I do feel like he should have been in contention for more of them. I get it, the Angels aren't, like, a juggernaut team, but that is kind of weird that a player as good as him really has had, I don't want to say 0 playoffs, but I think he's only made the playoffs, like, once or twice, like, and he had Ohtani with him for a few years, too, like, and again, I'm not, like, putting it all on him. I know it's a team, but, like, he really did not win a Super Bowl. But yeah, Mike Trout is one where, again, I'm not going to be like, oh, he needs to win 10 World Series, but, like, it is a little weird that he has not been, at least in the playoffs more often. Which I know is not all his fault, but, I mean, the way baseball's structured, you can make the playoffs with a mediocre team. I feel like, no offense, but, like, the Royals and Tigers last year were not great teams, but they both made the playoffs. Like, I feel like the Angels should have made it to more playoffs than they have with Mike Trout. Mike Trout's one of the best players in baseball. Did you not see that? Oh, the 90s Braves? You mean the ones that won, like, the division every year but only won 1 World Series? But, again, that depends on what your definition of a failure is. I mean, yeah, they won, like, 13 division titles in a row going into, like, 2004, but only 1 World Series. They went to 3 World Series. They had Maddox, Glavine, etc. Wow, all right, we're doing the lighting effects here. Where is that light? Oh, it's right here. The lighting effects toward the very end of the stream here. Oh, shit, that was bright. Okay. Put this somewhere we can see it. There you go. Born in 91, so I was born the year of the best. Oh, what was 90? Don't tell me. 91 was the Twins won the World Series against the Braves, right? Yeah, that was Twins and Braves, because 92 is Blue Jays Braves. Don't ask me how I know that. See, I told you. That one went 7 games. I don't know all the details. I'm not going to say I do, but I have heard that that was a great World Series. Which is funny, because it doesn't involve any of your teams, but... Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. Anytime a Game 7 goes to extra innings, that's pretty cool. I don't know, how often has that happened, that a Game 7 goes to extra innings? Probably not often. That's basically just like sudden death at that point. Well, that's exactly what it is, actually. I don't know why. What am I still waiting for here? I'm waiting for this to finish, I guess. But yeah, no, I have heard the 91 World Series was really good. I know the Twins have won 2 World Series. Well, no, I know that's what you meant. I know, because I know he's a starter, and I figured when you said that, he pitched 10 innings. But that's what I mean, though. Like, how many Game 7s go to an extra inning? Like Game 7 of the World Series. I'm sure it's happened. I know... Oh, no, that was Game 6 of 86 with the Red Sox. I think Game 7 of 86 was a 9-inning game. I'm trying to think of other ones. There aren't that many Game 7s in World Series history to begin with. I mean, there are some, but... Game 7 in 2001 went 9 innings. That was a great finish. I saw 98 or 2012. 98 was Yankees. I know that was a lopsided series. They were both lopsided series. Oh, you're talking about 2002? I thought 2002 was actually a good one. I thought that was a 7-game series between the Giants and Angels. The 2012 World Series, I know, was kind of a Snorefest. That was what? Tigers in San Francisco. Tigers got smoked, I think, 4-0. 98 was Yankees and Padres, I want to say. That was also a short series. Believe it or not, there have been some sweeps that were actually competitive. Oh, I did not want the Yankees to win 2001. That was like the best World Series that like didn't have the Red Sox in it I think I've ever seen. Like, that World Series was so great. Just the end of that World Series was so... To get that close to what would have been like, what, a 4-peat or whatever? Maybe 3 out of 4. Wow, I'm out already. But no, I absolutely loved that game. That's one of my favorite games of all time. To be that close to a World Series title and lose it in the 9th inning, that is perfect. Love seeing the Yankees lose. More hating the Yankees, right? Yeah, I get it. I do get it. I mean, yeah, if they were ever going to win, that would have been the time to do it, but... I can't put that aside. I'm sorry, I know. But if it was the Mets, yeah, but no, not the Yankees. I can't have the Yankees win. You know, if they win, they win, but the way that ended was perfect. Not just that they lost, but that they lost in such an epic fashion. That is one of the best finishes to a World Series I've ever seen. You could see the precise moment their hearts broke. Sometime around the point where Mariano Rivera gave up that hit to Luis Gonzalez. I hate it. Well, as a Red Sox fan, I didn't mind that, but you're right. That was a very boring World Series. Yeah, no, you're right. I kind of thought it was going to be honest. Even though the Rockies kind of went on that big run to get to the World Series, I'm like, are the Red Sox really going to have trouble beating the Rockies? And they didn't. Like, I think Game 4 was the closest game. It was like 3-1 or something. Like, every other game was like, not a blowout, but it was not a close game. Yeah, that's probably my least favorite Red Sox World Series. I mean, obviously I like them all because I've seen them win all 4 World Series they've gone to. Not to brag. Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Rockies in 2007, hell, anytime the Rockies make the World Series, that's a pretty big leap in expectations. Like, I don't think anybody had the Rockies making the freaking World Series that year. Or any year. I saw Todd Helton then, too. I like Todd Helton. Game 7. Ooh, I'll have to look at that in a second. 1968 I didn't watch, so I can't pretend I know it. I know it went 7, but... I do know Game 6, even though I wasn't alive for it. I know Game 6, the Carlton Fisk home run. Great game. Game 7 of 91, I have heard it's a classic. I've not seen it personally. I know it's Tigers-Cardinals. Believe it or not, I know almost every World Series matchup. I really thought you didn't like the Cardinals for some reason. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Game 7. I might have to go Game 7 of 01, though. Just because of that disappointing Yankees demoralizing defeat. I mean, that was just as good as it gets. What was Game 7 of 93, wasn't it? Where Joe Carter hit the walk-off home run? Really? Alright, see, maybe you like the Cardinals more than I thought. I was going to say, I never saw him play. Stan the Man Musial. Say, anytime there's a walk-off home run in the World Series, in fact, I think that's the only one, that's got to be considered. Which was Blue Jays versus Phillies, I think. Again, I didn't see Ted Williams play either, but he's the last player to bat 400. Still. All these years later. Ooh, yeah. Oh, he's talking to the Boston media. See, that's something I wouldn't know because I was not alive for the old 1930s, 1940s Boston media. All right, I'll take your word for it. I know notoriously Boston has had athletes who did not get along with the media. Jim Rice was another one who, during his time playing, did not get along with the media. Now he's ironically part of the media, but at the time, he was not a good interview. For whatever reason, something about Boston brings out the worst in people. They're like, I don't want to talk to you people. Boston media is obnoxious, though, I gotta admit. No matter what the sport is, they're like, oh, can you tell us more about whatever? It's like, no, leave me alone. Alright, so the goal in this one is not to get eliminated. Like, I mean, I can't say I've never played for a Boston team, but I just feel like their media is super annoying. Like, when things are going well, they're, like, super enthusiastic. As soon as one thing goes wrong, they're like, are you worried that, you know, your whole season's ruined? It's like, what is wrong with you people? Like, they are so over-emotional. Apparently, I'm qualified immediately. And I'm saying that. When I do good, they cheer me. When I do good, the media ain't worth a damn. And that's about it. I mean, yeah, if you're doing great, they love you. If you're doing bad, they hate you. Like, the media doesn't really add anything to it. Hey, yo. I do enjoy Slide and Smash, although I might enjoy it slightly less my 10th time, but I do enjoy it nonetheless. Got your sliding, got your smashing. What's not to like? More, right now. Yeah, no, that is a good line. Very, very on the nose. Very accurate, though. The old school. I mean, did you? Like, I feel like neither of us were alive for this. You're talking about, like, the 1950s Red Sox at this point. I mean, they didn't have a lot of good teams. I know that much. 67. I was going to say 67 they made the World Series. Other than that, I mean, a couple good teams here and there. You did Yastrzemski for a number of years, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, those old 60s and 70s Red Sox. Like, I don't remember them. See, I kind of need them to not suck, you know? Like, it's nice to make fun comments and all that, but if they suck, that's not really that exciting. Yeah, 86, I unfortunately know the story of 86. Not alive for it, but I know of it. I will say, you know, say what you want about the Red Sox, but they've got, like, a history of, like, drama teams, for better or worse. Like, just, you know, for better, like, they had some incredible comebacks. They've had some incredible, like, just failures. Like, they're a team with, like, history in both directions. You know, they had the 2011 Red Sox. That's my version of the collapse, like that terrible collapse down the stretch. Like, they've had a lot of that. You know, they've had years they were dominant. They've had years where they sucked. They've had years where they came back. You know, it's been everything. The biggest comeback of all time against the Yankees in '04. You know, the Boston Marathon bombings and how they ended up winning that World Series in 2013. Like, I mean, like, they really have had a little of everything. You know, they've had scapegoats, they've had heroes, like, and again, I'm not saying other teams don't have that, but usually you have a team that's either, like, really good, like, you know, the Yankees have this great history of always winning and being great, or you're just, like, a perennial loser like the Cubs. Like, you know, you lose all the time, that's what you're known for. But the Red Sox are like both. Like, the Red Sox don't win all the time, but they do have, like, a history of winning more recently. They have a history of losing. Like, they really do have everything. The early, what do you mean, the early 2000s? That's like 3 teams. That's like 2000, 2001, 2002. Like, yeah, they weren't special, but I mean, like, by 2003, I mean, that team was, like, a good hit away from the World Series. I can't really say much about that. So, I mean, yeah, 2004, we all know what happened then. I think the early 2000s Red Sox were fine. I mean, not every team's going to be memorable. Not like the 90s Red Sox were all that great until they got Pedro Martinez. Like, what did they do in the 90s? They didn't do anything until, like, 99. They had one good year, but I don't think there were some teams in the 2010s that weren't that great. 2015, 2014, like, so I can't really say the early 2000s were any better or worse than other eras of Red Sox. They had Nomar, they had Veritek, they had Derek Lowe, Pedro Martinez. I mean, anything, they had some good players. They just didn't win a lot of games those years. 2005, that was a decent team. They obviously didn't make it far in the playoffs, but there were a lot of good teams that year. You have to look at a couple things when you're looking at this. Not just how good one team was, but how good the other teams were. If you look at 2007, and, like, I always thought the 2007 Red Sox, they won the World Series, obviously, but who was their competition? Like, there weren't a lot of good teams in 2007. The only other good team in the American League that year was the Indians. So, like, again, I'm not belittling that, but you look at 2005, the White Sox were a better team. You know, they had, like, the Tigers were a better team. Like, they had a lot of good teams. The 2008 Red Sox, what do you mean when you say they got robbed? Because I actually think they had a really good season. Obviously, they were probably the best. They were the best Red Sox team to follow up a World Series team. They almost made it back to the World Series. Every other team has sucked. If you look at the teams the year after they win the World Series, they usually aren't as good. So, yeah, but how you get? I don't get how you get robbed. They lost. Like, I'm not happy about it, but they lost that series fair and square. The Rays didn't do anything. I mean, they were down 3-1 in that series. the fact that they even pushed it to Game 7 was kind of a miracle. So I can't really, as much as I wanted to see them win, I don't know how they got robbed. I mean, what did the Rays do? Like, and honestly, and I don't like the Rays that much, but, like, that was a really good series. We just lost. Like, I don't think because you lose, you get robbed, unless, like, something ridiculous happened. But, I mean, you know, it was disappointing. They didn't win. I agree with that premise, but I don't think they got robbed. I don't think it was like, oh, man, there was a bad call or something. Like, the umpire blew it. Like, no, they came back to win Game 5 and 6 and just couldn't win Game 7. Got robbed because they gave... I don't know how you say that. In Game 7, they lost 3-1. Yeah, but that was not... I agree with what you're saying, but I don't think that's a matter of not trying. I think... The thing is, there are two sides to every game. Like, people who say a team gave up, like, that's kind of ignoring that they're playing an opponent. Like, hey, what's going on, Scarecrow? Just by the way, this is going to be my last Fall Guys run of the night. Didn't realize how long we've been on. There are some examples, like, I think the Chiefs in the last Super Bowl, I feel like they gave up after, like, a second quarter. But, like, 2021, I don't agree with that either, to be honest. And I'm not... I also think the 2021 Red Sox are highly overrated, but I think they actually gave it the best shot they had. I think the Astros were just a better team. But to get back to the 2008 Red Sox, they lost that Game 7 3-1. It's not like they lost it like 10-0. Like, they were in that game the whole time. I agree. It kind of does look like Ken K. Rule. I agree they could have won that game. If the game is 3-1, anybody could have won it. And yeah, it was disappointing, but I'm not going to go there and say, oh, they gave up. I mean... Yes, absolutely. The 2011 Red Sox gave up, and what made that more frustrating is they wanted to act like they didn't. They wanted to be like, oh, we're going to turn it around, and it was like that whole month of September, as a Red Sox fan, I'm not just saying this now because I know how it ended, that whole month I kind of just knew where they were going. I'm like, they're just not. If they make the playoffs, it's going to be a fluke. Like, I kind of knew they were just phoning it in. Whether they got cocky and thought they were too far ahead to be caught, I don't know, but they did not give a crap. I don't know why. We may never know why. I know the whole chicken and beer thing, there's all these theories, but, like, something happened on that team. I don't know why. I don't know when, but the 2011 Red Sox definitely gave up. I will give you that. I mean, it's hard to say that a team tried their best when they won, like, I don't know, 3 of their last 20, whatever it was. Like, that was awful. The 2012 Red Sox gave up, but they also weren't phenomenal, but there's a lot of factors there. I actually think the 2012 Red Sox were better than people give them credit for. I was going to say, we're pretty much alienating everybody who's not a sports fan right now, especially when you start talking about the 2012 Red Sox. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, I can talk it, but, like, even casual baseball fans aren't going to be like, oh, yeah, the 2012 Red Sox. Like, we're getting into some very bizarre topics here. Even I agree with that statement. It's borderline not my subject. It just so happens I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about the 2012 Royals. I can only tell you about the Royals teams that won. But, no, I mean, 2012 Red Sox really didn't want to be there. Like, there was kind of just this hangover from 2011. The fact that they were even in contention as long as they were is kind of a miracle. And then their front office traded anybody with any talent. I mean, I've already been through the story a million times, so I don't really want to do it again. But, yeah, there was a combination of giving up and also just not trying. Like, it's kind of, well, not trying in the sense that their general manager got rid of all their players. 2008, oh, absolutely. I agree with that premise. That was also my thought, was if they made it to the World Series, they could beat Philadelphia. I'm actually surprised Tampa Bay didn't beat Philadelphia. Yeah, it is kind of surprising there hasn't been a Red Sox-Phillies World Series. Or maybe there was a long time ago, but like, I feel like Red Sox-Phillies would be something that would happen more often, but as far as I know, it hasn't, unless it happened like 1903 or something, which it might have. I don't know, I'm just not willing to go back 16 years, 17 years and be like, well, the Red Sox should have won that ALCS. Like, it's over. Like, you know, it's not the most heartbreaking loss I've ever had. It's not even as egregious as 2011. Like, if you make it to Game 7 of a, you know, a semifinal, like, it's kind of hard to be like, well, they really wasted their potential. Like, they made it to Game 7 of a semifinal, basically. 16 years ago, by the way. So all those players are retired now. But I'm saying, I get your point, but I'm not going to go as far as be like, well, that team really crapped the bed. Like, they lost the Game 7 by 2 runs. Like, they can't win every year. Well, see, now you're getting into management. There's a difference between... I have no idea what the hell Toaster said, but there's a difference between like the team quitting on the field and the GM just not giving them the players they need. I agree that the management has been horrible. Even, I mean, yeah, they got Bregman. They're starting to kind of go in the right direction. But the last 3 or 4 years, Heim Bloom, John Henry, whoever's in charge, has not given them the players they need to really, like, put it together. I'll agree with that. But, I'm not going to say they gave up. I think the team on the field, I think, tried the best they could. They're just not that good. Like, as much as I don't want to defend them, like, there is a point at which you just can't overcome what you are. Like, I think they tried. I think last year's team was actually a little better than I thought. But, yeah, you're right. Heim Bloom, well, he wasn't the manager last year, but whoever's in charge basically does not give them enough. It really is. I don't mean for this to be a sports podcast, but I keep getting asked Red Sox questions, and I have to keep addressing them because this is a topic I know a lot about. I'm more than happy to talk about something else. It just doesn't seem to be happening. The Yankees are not... Again, I don't know how you just blatantly say people can lose a game and still try. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they lost, but I'm not gonna say somebody didn't try in a World Series. I mean, I will say the Chiefs kind of crapped themselves in the Super Bowl, but it's hard for me to say, oh, the Yankees didn't want to win the World Series. Like, did they really not want to win it? They probably wanted to win it. They just didn't win it. Like, I mean, there's a lot of teams that have tried and failed. It does happen. Yeah, it said it was a very boring World Series. I will give you that. But yeah, sorry to everybody. I'm not trying to make this all about sports. Sports are, for whatever reason, one of the few topics I'm fairly knowledgeable in, so I can do it. Just nobody ever talks about them, so I don't talk about them. That's kind of why I said, like, sports talk is kind of up there with politics talk as far as things I don't want to do, because I feel like we just leave a lot of people out, which I also don't want to do. So it's not that I can't talk about it, it's just like, we're kind of leaving out anybody who hasn't seen the 2012 Red Sox, which is a lot of people, by the way. Oh, did I just lose? I really did. Has there ever been a team you watch, just gave up a top try? I don't really like to get into the giving up talk. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like I said, 2011 Red Sox, yes, gave up. Celtics teams, yeah. I'd say probably like early 2020s, particularly the 2020 Celtics. I think they could have gone to the finals against the Lakers. They probably would have gotten smoked, but I feel like they kind of phoned it in. They lost to the Heat, and I think it wasn't even a 7-game series. It was like a 6-game series. That's a confusing question, honestly. I'm not saying there hasn't been one, but it's really hard to not try. I get what you're saying, but it's really hard to be in a playoff situation and lose and say you didn't try when the other team is also really good. The whole mentality of giving up makes it sound like you just didn't want to win. But you can want to win and still lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, oh, you lost, therefore you quit. No, you lost because the other team was better. Like, that can happen. I'm not saying there's never been a quitter, but it's hard for me to sit there and go, oh, they didn't win, so they quit. Like, no, maybe they just weren't that good. Like, I don't know. It's really hard. I think quitting does not happen as often as you're making it seem. I think it does happen, but I don't think every team that loses goes, well, I don't want to be here, I quit. Yeah, Jazz are not that good. That I know. I'm not going to say they quit, though. They might just not have that many good players. Again, I don't know enough about the Utah Jazz. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I know we talked about random sports teams for a very long time. But we will, of course, see you in the next one, which should be tomorrow morning, actually. So we rev things up with a little rocket racing. But for now, this is Bobby Gaines, otherwise known as Chaos Blur, signing off for the night. Thank you all again so much for watching. We will see you in the next one, and as always, stay chaotic. Blur out.